CBS News.
It's Saturday, baby.
All right, episode 33.
Is this when we get our new characters?
Yeah, you're getting ready to. Saturday Night Cell Swords, episode 33, presents The Sword of Air. This week, we potentially finish the Howling Fortress with the...
One way or the other.
Yeah, one way or the other, the group finishes the Howling Fortress. Last week...
Or the Howling Fortress finishes us.
Yeah.
One way or another. Huh?
All right.
Yeah.
Last week...
Sorry
We're
about
already
that.
drunk. All right. Last week, the group descended into the bowels of the Cyclopean Deeps and encountered
High
four...
five demon altar.
Yeah, a defiled demon altar.
No, high five demon altar.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
4 heretics and a wyvern plus some wyvern younglings. Narrowly escaping, there was one death in the party for Sherman who was incinerated.
Nobody
May
likes
he
this.
rest.
Oh, you have a jar of dirt
Ash.
with label says Sherman on it in your inventory.
Don't drop it.
Ah.
I slap it out of your hand.
Put it in the body bag of holding.
Thank you. I'm quite happy.
It's
for
not
that.
chocolate milk
The
mix.
group, while they're down there, they activate the final pillar, accessing and turning on the 4 pylons that are inside and a part of the Cyclopean Deeps.
Hey.
So at this point, you still have the chandelier that was recovered from the disgraced Temple of Tyr, which Grendir is able to inform you that if placed in the proper position just outside the Tomb of Shiramabi will act as a 5th pylon. Question.
Does that require any type of ritual after we've hung it?
Yes, but Grendir has already done the ritual. It should only take a few minutes.
Another
Okay.
question.
Just making
will,
sure.
Will Sia be swinging from it?
Will what?
Will Sia be swinging from the chandelier?
Who?
The kobold
The lady
will be
who's
swinging
in
from the
the-
chandelier.
Junica?
Sia is the person who sings the artist.
Sorry, I listen to metal, so no, I don't know. Yes?
There's a metal
Well,
version
sure.
of that song.
Okay. Anyway, yes, there's a 5th chandelier that you could swing from if you really wanted to. Alright. So the group, we've done a lot of discussions and evaluating of inventory. So what we're going to do to bring the audience up to speed is we're going to go around the table and just do a quick audit of any major and minor changes to your character before we head into the final fight. Okay? So you rest for 8 hours. The group leveled up.
Uh-huh. Well, there's some other stuff we want to do, but...
Yeah, well, there's some
Yeah.
other stuff, yeah, but we're going to do that in the summary.
Okay.
Right. The group ascended back up to the top of the Howling Fortress so they could sleep under the stars. There, Junica and her entourage say that they are going to start making preparations to seal the Cyclopean Deeps if you guys do not return within 24 hours.
And also we do.
I would like to
use-
extend that to 48, just in case.
She agrees. So 48 hours from now, if you do not emerge from the deeps, she is going to seal the exit so that nothing can go in and out, and hopefully that will bury whatever evils still reside down there.
We also tell her that if she sees Grendir alone, to kick him back down into the Cyclopean Deeps with us so he can rest with us.
Yes. So that he can rest
Speaking
in the
of
Temple
Grendir,
of
I do
Tyr.
give her the bottles of, like, restart the clock,
Yeah.
so that way she can deal with that when it
Tears
comes
of the
to
goddess. Yeah.
Tears of the goddess.
Yeah.
And we also, when the timer gets
Well,
close to being down, we top
you will need 1 in order to hang the chandelier, and it took 1 to activate the bottom pylon.
We saw
So we
three.
should
So
still
two to her,
have
one-
48 hours worth
Yes.
of tears.
24.
I thought we had 2 bottles.
Well,
No. Yes, you
restart.
have 2.
48 hours
48
worth
hours.
of continuation.
Yes.
That's why I asked for the 48 hours
Got
as
it.
opposed to the 24 hours.
Got it. All right. Any questions about that?
None.
Okay, so we're going to start with Issa. You want to go last or first?
Can I make any major
Well, what did you pick with your level up? So Asher got a new feat because his chart is at slightly adjusted down.
That gives him fire.
So he gets feats kind of at odd increments.
Yep.
And so he took
Power strike.
no, he took improved natural attack, which ups the size of the damage die that he's using.
Nice.
So no, he's no longer doing a D8 bite. He's doing 2D6. And then we did a little bit of spell research, and we found that there were a couple of spells that would be very significant for her because she has the feat Animal Soul, and she can elect to count as an animal at will. She found Atavism,
Nice.
which provides a lot of bonuses to animals, so she can cast it on herself or Asher. And then there's also Iron Jaw, Strong Jaw, Strong Jaw,
You said
Uh,
lockjaw.
yeah, which
Which
would
is a horrible disease.
yeah, which increases the size of the damage die for Asher by 2. So you would go from a D6 to 2D8. No. Is the spell up it by 1 or 2? It ups it by 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have to go back and look at that chart because
We already did. I made sure you looked at it and you agreed with me. It's normally 1d6, but with it, we boosted it. But even though it goes up to 2d8.
no. Pull it up real quick and then we'll come back around to you. Because his base damage right now is 2d6 because of the feat, and the feat will stack with the spell because they're 2 different sources.
So wouldn't it be? So normally it'd be D6. So then
It'd be 2d6,
Six.
and whatever 2 above 2d6 is what it would be.
So
Wouldn't it be a
I
D10?
already did that.
Or no, it would be.
2d10.
No, right now he's here. He's at 2d6.
It would. No, it'd be two. It would be.
Added
two.
in
by 2 would be 4d6.
By bringing forth the prime evil ancestry of the target animal, you awaken a
I already
savage
got it.
into destruction.
Yeah, we pulled it up. Alright, so, any other changes of note? Okay, what items were allotted to Issa?
She ain't get shit.
Do you want me to list all that? Because I had it all written down.
What from the dungeon crawl so far did any of the loot get assigned to you?
Down here? No, I don't think so.
Okay,
Yes.
Not our fault.
From this whole dungeon, yes.
Yeah.
You want the one?
sure, yeah.
Okay.
You do it.
So far you have received, for Asher, the breastplate.
Yep, the +1 breastplate.
You got the spell resistance tiara.
No.
Yep.
I thought you meant down.
You got a ring of protection +2. You got...
Hold.
Oh.
Yeah.
I gotta
Okay.
find the rest for stuff
Yep.
anyways. A cloak of resistance +1.
Okay.
Got a belt of Dex and Con, also known as belt of physical might, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't get shit.
And you got an amulet of natural armor +2.
That TR is a bad boy.
That animal's
No more
not
silky
bad.
silky spoots. I'm not that drunk. Skin for you.
I need to catch
got
up.
scales
Okay.
now.
Grendir.
The comic.
Well, to give a quick summary of what happened to Grendir, Grendir lost a guy. Sherman is dead. So
Oh, I
that's-
thought you lost a
Did
guy.
we
I was
ask
gonna
for
say, fine.
backstory or
Let him
what's
finish.
new?
Yeah.
Let him finish.
Alright, Sherman is dead, so that happened. I have traded out the Great Hammer that I have been using, the two-handed Great Hammer, for a Heavy Mace instead. So I can take a shield, I'll switch up my AC. Other than that, Ring of Protection +3. I have the Vestments of Mirror, which allow me to add to my domain spells.
Mm-hmm.
Cloak of Resistance +3, which won't help at all. I see that myself dying from a fort save at some point today, or a reflex save.
Will,
I'm
but
worried
yeah.
about Will, but yeah.
Oh, will's fine. I have a high will, but
You see it?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
Alright,
jinxing
so-
yourself.
So yeah, so you've added that stuff.
yes.
All right. Any other major changes?
Fourth level spells, maybe?
Oh yeah. So 4th level spells, I added 1, and we have Death Ward on standby.
Nice. All right, Gauss.
Alright. Come on. So I have a beautiful cloak of resistance +3 because I am a strong kobold. my ring of protection +1 will keep me 1% more chance of maybe being alive to kill Coltrane at the end of this trial.
Oh, we better get to kill Coltrane before the end of this.
Rude.
Staff of electricity, which I'm totally not using because I need 2 hands to cast spells, and my prehensile tail is totally not as prehensile as I thought.
Gotta work
It's
it
just
out.
tensile,
Yeah.
really.
It's not free. It's just a
There's a
Tail
little.
curls.
There's a little blue feet you can take for that.
And I will.
Talagra?
Level. Beyond that, I've become Cobalt level 8.
Okay.
That's about it. Come on.
Fantastic.
So,
Council approves.
level 8. I have a 24 intelligence now. I got a wand of fireball.
That's fair.
I've gotten a heightened spell pouch. I've gotten a ring of protection +3. I got a potion of cure critical wounds. Oh, and I got some stone to flesh scrolls.
You sound like that. You sound like the person that's presenting that's like running out of topics to talk about because he blew through them all.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're just like kind of going through the old ones again.
All right. So you upped your ability scores. Did you do your hit points?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm at 50 hit points now. And I also got a nice little ring that gives me a +1 on a whole bunch of awesome cool stuff.
Right. You got the Ring of Arcane Might.
Yeah, that
Yep.
thing.
Now, what spells did you take for your level up?
I got Dimensional
Anchor.
Anchor, and I took Emergency
Goodness.
Force Sphere.
Okay.
Okay. So I've decided to take Fist as my spell at 8th level. Sword at 8th level.
Okay.
Okay. So far, as far as items, I've got the Tiage Great Club, and I got the Sword of Life Taking +2.
Yep.
Most recently, though, I did receive gauntlet or bracers of the Sword Swinger.
Swordsmanship.
Yep.
Swordsmanship. And normally that would give proficiency with any sword.
Yep.
But for me, it gives a +2 to attack and a +1 to damage when I use
Yep.
them.
Yep. They function like bracers of archery.
Yep.
But they're.
I also received a +3 ring of protection and a +3 cloak of resistance.
Okay.
And I decided to take Ghost Rager as my newest barbarian rage power.
Yep.
Because for some reason, I just feel like hitting something that no one else can hit is only going to make me die a little bit quicker.
Okay. Van.
I got a new bandolier.
Yay! I got spells. I got Ghost Ranger. I got a rock.
Yeah.
But it's a
But
shiny
so far,
rock.
if we all survive, I am getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I'm
I'm
working
not
on
getting it.
I'm working on reformulating a old discovery of frost bombs. Not enough time currently, but I've been crafting up some stuff for this next part, including a somewhat replicated of the prisms for a round. But we'll see if it even helps.
Okay.
And I would assume also during that time, since we're going to use the ship go down anyways, to unfold it and examine it and try to learn what I can on it.
Okay.
And I was also hoping that maybe those two would have worked together to try to make some divine scrolls for before going down. So maybe something like, I don't know, a spell that might give everyone a chance to hit the spooky ghost guy equally. Grenadier?
Yes.
That'd be pretty wonderful, actually.
Assuming he fails a will save,
I don't know if I actually have anything that can do
Ghost Bane Dirge.
I don't think I have Ghost Bane.
It's
You
a
have
cleric
Ghost
spell.
Bane
You
Dirge.
have it.
Yes.
It's a 2nd level spell.
Anywho,
Anyway,
if they could do that, I don't know.
I don't know if I have.
I'd have to look up the time for how much time it takes to scribe
It
scroll.
takes a couple hours, as long as it's 250 gold pieces or less of the spell for crafting a scroll. It's a 2nd level spell, so it's 475 to create.
Do you have access to the same spell?
He
No,
he
that's
just
why
has
we're
to be
gonna
the one
work.
to scribe it.
Oh,
As long as the spell is present. Grenadier.
Yeah, I just thought he might be able to assist because of his ability to create wondrous items.
Alright, with that, I would hand, just in case, since you have your ghost blood raging smack ghost powers, I would hand you 2 vials of holy weapon balm. It gives you 1 hit. You can hit a ghost of each one. And you do extra, like 2d4 damage. 1d4 and then d4 later, I think.
2 vials.
2 vials. Holy weapon balm. I'd also give one to Grandier as well, since he's the other one who smacks
We
things.
take a break before the
Which
Oh,
one
yeah.
is it now?
I got smoke.
Did you want some for your arrows, Issa? Holy
Yes.
weapon balm?
It's only
Then-
last 8 rounds.
Add 1. It lasts for 1 strike.
A 1
For melee weapons, unfortunately. So 4 will go out. Maybe 5. Do you want to go back to the boat thing,
No,
or
it's in the front.
We'll go into that a little bit after the summary. Okay. So I'll come back to that real quick. Rael.
Ah, the cringy rogue himself.
Look at you guys.
On the level up, Rael became.
Boo!
Wow.
Wow, you're an asshole.
I know.
Dick. Rael became slightly more dexterous, a little bit more charismatic, and since we hit level 8, I now have a second attack. So in a round, I can hit 3 times.
Way to get on my level.
Yeah, 4 when hasty.
4 when hasty, yes. And as for items, I ended up receiving a Ring of Protection +3, so my saves are a little bit better. Not that much better, a little bit better.
Ring of protection applies to armor class.
Oh, sorry, AC. So I have a higher AC now, which is always good as a rogue. And I have a cloak resistance +3.
Yep, that applies to saves.
I did take the fast getaway talent, rogue talent. So instead of using like my positioning strike to move in and out of combat, and then potentially just not having to stay still or having to stay still off, I can just move in and out as a free action.
Okay.
I can also throw 2 bombs around now.
Nice.
I forgot about that.
Is that it?
Oh, and I
Okay.
can use meta magic for free once a turn.
Yeah.
Once a
Once a day.
Once a day.
Day.
That's all I need.
Once a turn would be.
Oh,
Josh,
I have almost 100 hit points.
add holy weapon balm to your inventory.
BALM,
Alright,
not BLM.
So the flying ship,
Merryweather.
the command word to open it
Merryweather.
is Merryweather, and the command word to close it is Merryweather. It has a couple of things that are very unique.
Are we gonna call it the SS Merryweather?
You guys can call it whatever you like. It does not have a dedication branded or painted on the side.
I'm gonna call it the
Okay.
Alphonse.
Just
Yeah.
hear me out. Cirrhosis of the river.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
It's either that or what's up Bowie, but I feel like they wouldn't have buoys at this
Okay.
time.
So,
Mm-hmm. So,
Actually, unsinkable 3
Okay.
would be better.
so it is roughly the size of a keelboat, which is almost like a longship. It has a lower deck, but it's mostly for storage. Most of the time, you just sit on the top deck. It has a single mast with a single sail, but it is magically propelled by a collection of alchemical engines installed into the lower deck. So the storage space is 1/4 its base size, but because of the engines taking up 3/4 of the space, it can basically travel 1 hex a day. I've done the adjustments and given a little bit of a boon in order to make the travel and fuel crafting components easier to craft.
Okay.
So rather than each hex being 55 miles, and that being several days on foot, averaging between maybe 10 to 20 miles a day,
yeah.
the ship can now cover, on a dedicated basis, 1 hex per day.
Okay.
And that is 1 allotment of fuel.
Do we know what the allotment of fuel is?
It is
Max
several
capacity.
gallons.
Just kind of like shotgunning in the dark, you know. It could be 5 gallons, it could be 80 gallons.
No, it's closer to 7, but it is several gallons. In order to create 1 hex worth of fuel, You need to pass a DC 45 craft alchemy check.
I'm not trained, but I'll try.
That's a natural 20.
Can you take
right
8
now,
innocent
isn't it?
lives?
That's a natural 40.
No.
Because Grendir's good at that.
Magic weapons, good.
I think it's doable if you guys can find ways to assist him and he uses maybe some special features.
We need to put a lab on the boat.
You could.
But each one would take me a week to make one allotment.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, wouldn't
Based on
masterwork tools help you? And thus having a lab on the boat would allow him to use the masterwork
I have
boats?
such things on. I have a portable alchemist lab for such reasons. But
Yeah, but now we're-
potentially adding one to the ship could actually make
Yeah.
one easier. Assuming everything on the ship folds up and it's
Everything in the ship folds into the ship when you command it to fold.
Please
So we-
don't leave me on the boat if
The-
you hold the ship.
The boat, because of that extra dimensional property, cannot be stored in a bag of holding nor in a portable hull. That will invoke extra dimensional inside of extra dimensional paradoxes.
I mean, it's the size of a sheet of paper.
Or
folded into
everything
squares.
burns.
It does
out.
not fold to the size of a sheet of paper.
Okay.
It folds to the size of a small box. So it is three-dimensional fully, but it is roughly this size when folded up.
Oh, I'm just going to our backpack then.
It can go into a standard backpack easily or even a belt pouch, a large belt pouch.
I guess even a handy haversack there.
You cannot have living creatures inside of it while it is folded. So you cannot put tic tac, click and clack plus other livables on the ship and fold them up. If you are on the ship when it folds, death no save.
Hey,
If
Grendir, you
you're
want to get on the
already
foldable ship?
dead, can we place you on the boat and fold it up?
Yes, because
Okay.
at that point you become an object.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking. Is just in case can be sorted out.
So we're putting Grendir on the ship and folding the ship, right?
Yeah. The ship will not fold voluntarily under the command Merryweather, while people or any living creature, that includes constructs, that includes undead, are on it. So as long as there is a creature on the boat, it will not fold.
Lame.
Okay?
But if it's mid folding, you throw one in there. It's instant death.
You risk breaking the ship. Because
So-
the rules of the boat dictate in favor of creature survival, not boat's survival.
Oh no, it's just it seems to me like we have an overlapping of rules. It's like no, the boat can't fold with creatures on it. But if it does fold with creatures on it, that creature dies.
Yes.
But it can't do that.
Correct.
So we could
It's-
actually also hit a paradox.
If you did word of recall onto the boat while the boat was folded, you die. If you try to teleport into the boat while the boat is folded, you
Dimension
die.
door, all those
Anything
different
like that,
transport. Okay,
you die.
I hear you.
But definitely.
There are ways to get around it.
Oh, I
In the
know.
case,
that's
yeah.
why I wanted the
Clarified,
clarification.
yeah.
Yes.
Because I heard
So-
an anomaly and I needed to spread it.
Yeah. So if you try to circumvent the boat's defenses via magic, it will usually result in death. If you try to overcome the boat's folding safety measures physically, like stepping onto the boat mid-fold, the boat would trigger a fail-safe and risk being
Okay.
destroyed.
So am I the only one thinking maybe we should figure out a way to get this guy on the boat while it's folded?
Yes.
Immediate death.
32.
No save.
He's already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, undead can still die from boat-related death.
Yes.
I think it'd be kind of hard to get him on the boat.
Okay.
I
So there's a
agree.
couple other things.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
The person acting as the helmsman of the boat
Uh-huh.
operates the boat with profession sailor checks. The boat counts as a masterwork item for purposes of the check.
No, we.
So in order to navigate with it, somebody needs to start investing in profession sailor.
Wish you had told
I think
us
we had a.
before we had skill.
I think we had a sailor. At
I
a
am
later
willing to
point.
do that.
Hold on. We already all gained sailor experience when we were learning to sail when we
With
fought the
Coltrane.
giant
Well,
squid.
technically I did, because
Oh,
I used the skeleton
um,
crew.
Okay.
So I'll take it, because I...
Right. So a little bit of experience isn't actually putting ranks into the skill.
Okay.
Grendir does
But
have
what
the
I'm
most-
saying is if everybody allots one or more of their skill points into profession sailor right now at level up, you can all assist somebody who would have the best chance of success. So since again we didn't go over this during time of skill up, I will allow one free skill point retraining so that your character could have started investigating the boat and begun familiarizing themselves with sailing.
Can I go a different route about knowing it, like using my intelligence to with wind resistance and things like that?
Uh,
Nature.
No, because per the book, the only skills applicable to maneuvering the ship are craft wondrous and profession sailor.
I have craft wondrous, so I can use that, right?
For repairs,
Okay.
not for
Piloting the
navigation.
Based on the analysis of the ship thus far and discovering that, how many ranks minimum should we be looking towards for
Okay.
effective, at least minimal, like
Efficient use in the ship.
scooting around?
To maneuver the ship
Mm-hmm.
in calm weather, it is a DC 15.
It's high.
Okay.
It's actually pretty high.
I get enough ranks.
Well, so
You did have a sailor. at one point.
most people have access to the profession skill as a class skill. It's up to you as the player to decide what profession goes in there. You do get bonuses for class skills if you have at least one rank. Remember, right? Because we're removing the cross-class penalty from switching to Pathfinder. And then on top of that, as long as you have at least one rank, you can make an assist.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in this case, if one person with Profession Sailor has one rank and has a decent score, they're rolling at maybe a +6, +7, and then potentially 6 people assisting for +2s. Let's say half of them assist.
Succeed.
So that's +6 on top of the +7, +13. +13 on a 2, you still navigate in standard weather.
Okay.
But you see, if we take the boat high enough,
So the real question is how many are going to actually expend the time and
You can fly
resources
above a storm.
above board to help navigate a ship.
You're saying we can change our profession now to sailor.
That's
No.
leveling, yes.
You have
Well,
you should
you,
have
because
2
it's yours.
slots under your
It's the
skills
groups.
for profession.
Okay.
There should be one that you've maybe already started investing in, like I believe
I'm
Sierra
basically
has
the
craft
engineer on the
woodworking,
Was not
Yeah.
going to argue.
Entertainer.
well, that's a
Entertainer.
craft, not profession.
right?
Yeah.
But there's also profession woodworking.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. But now, if you want to invest, if you want to move 1 point, you can put it in the second profession slot and declare that second slot to be sailor.
Yeah, like I just did.
Okay.
Right.
Unfortunately, I wasn't a part of the party when they did their sailing with culture.
That is true.
So
Yes, but
+6.
you still have 8 hours of familiarizing yourself with the ship.
And you did ask the captain of the during the Kraken situation to let us some stuff.
You guys want to go
Oh
get
yeah,
another?
we did have the captain of the
You guys
craft.
want to get your
That's
sailor
what
back?
you're talking about.
I thought he was talking about the one with Coltrane.
Okay, so everyone, if you're taking that free retrain, do it now.
Well, it's not a
Appreciate
retrain. I don't have a profession yet.
Okay, so otherwise, forever hold your peace.
Yep.
Okay.
How much fuel is on the ship currently?
Currently, you have 12 hexes worth of fuel on the ship. That is part of the 3/4 consumed by the alchemical engines.
All right.
Cool thing is my wisdom is now has a +2 to it. So
Okay.
You're wiser than I am currently.
All right. So, attempting to fly the ship in
Nice.
mild weather, not mild, but unpleasant weather. This would include rain, not hurricanes, not blizzards, but
Thunderstorm almost.
yeah, but
less
thunderstorm is a DC 23.
thunder. Okay.
My favorite. On the beach.
And dangerous weather is a DC 30. The helmsman also can 3 times a day activate a channeled lightning strike to the ship. Every creature on the ship minus the helmsman gets a reflex save versus 15d6 of electricity damage.
Do it. Do it now.
It was
I have resistance
15d6.
to
You said
electricity.
Huh?
15d6.
15d6.
What's the DC?
The reflex save DC is 28.
I would get nothing.
90 damage right there.
And you
It's
get
not
the one-
maximized, it's
just
not
one more
empowered.
joke.
I
But
said
every
28
creature
joke.
on or touching the ship is subject to that damage. So if everyone in the party except the helmsman is dead and you need to fly the ship into the mouth of I don't know,
Seven.
Demogorgon or something, you could activate it to try to do a one-way ticket to midnight
3 times a day, so you can do it
3 times a day.
Yeah.
You would.
Now, could the lightning
you would
reanimate
during
the corpses?
right before a boss fight. Bring that up.
Right now, no.
Oh.
But you could add a contingent enchantment to the ship to do like false life or breath of life or something like that. Raise dead.
Oh yes, this is happening now. I'll kill the party and then revive them as my personal.
As your personal crew. Okay.
I can cast Skeleton Crew too. It's big there.
We
All right.
do.
Alright,
Anything else
so-
on the Merryweather?
That's about it.
All right. Good to know.
Do I have any dreams in this slate?
Nope.
Okay.
Sleep?
Be glad you did.
Yeah.
Glad I did.
Sleep tight.
All right. So then, would they be able to
Don't let the cook
work together to make some divine scrolls?
We need to look up the exact number of hours you need to make a scroll, and once we have that, then yes.
Because before the long rest, if you could make, at least try to make the Ghost Bane Dirge.
Mhm.
Well, he has to have it prepped, which would
Well, he would have gotten the spells before.
Yeah.
Would he?
Yeah.
he could re-prep.
Dylan
it.
clarified that he would have had it upon leveling when we came out.
He had tried to re-prep 5 spells already?
Yeah.
DC's a little hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC is high right now.
Yeah. I'm not
Did
saying
you
it's
fail
not impossible.
4 times before?
He had
I
made
to
5 other
reset
attempts.
for healing.
He has a very specific job, and that's keeping the rest of you
And
alive.
he done it very well. I'm just saying,
Less
in
than
this
2 hours.
particular incident.
Less than 2 hours.
It's 250 gold pieces or less takes less than 2 hours.
Okay, we'll call it an hour. So you could potentially make
It's
a.
because it's a second level spell, so it's 150 gold pieces to make it.
Okay, yeah, so we'll call it an hour and a half.
Okay.
If I give him some like incense with it,
I
lowers
can do
DC.
more so far.
Well, to lower the DC on his craft check, yeah.
If I smacked him with some sage, would it lower the DC?
Do you have Grendir's Sage Smack of lowering spell DC for craft?
No, but I do want
I
to
just
smack him in the
rolled-
face.
I just
I do.
rolled. I can retrain 1 so far.
That's all you need.
What though?
2nd level.
I have
rolled
quit
that.
being
Well-
shitty.
This is for when you got your 4th level slots.
It's a 2nd level spell.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
bought him a
Then
Wolfie
you got it though,
Blast
right?
for D&D. He doesn't ever use it.
Let's craft it. We have to roll. What am I rolling?
You both are.
Dude, there's
I'm
so
not
much
gonna
hell
be
on
able
that.
to do it again.
Because it's the wrong style of glass.
It's the one time doing it.
Yeah, because it's gonna be 30 next time for me rolling.
Asher dies.
I have to heal people. You know how many times I have to
Dylan
find
slept,
someone else?
Dylan
Josh,
slept on the
This is
couch.
before the long
This
rest.
is before the long rest.
You threw out
We do
the
long
couch,
rest,
man.
That resets.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
do. I know.
Well, we know.
You think it's a good idea? Maybe not for me, but
Go ahead.
But, don't you have to roll too?
Do I? I don't
You
know
already
what we're
did.
doing. I
Would
did
you
it.
like me to
I
roll to
reset it.
assist?
Well,
Rolling to assist.
We're good.
17, too.
Yeah, we both rolled 17. And this is a spellcraft check. To make the scroll, we pass it. We make the scroll.
Yeah, Scribe Scroll, I believe, uses
Yeah.
spellcraft.
It is. And we pass it, because I have a 17 on the die.
Cool.
okay.
So we have a scroll of that.
Ghost Bane
Ghost-
Dirge.
Ghost Bane Dirge.
Yes, pass it over to Ricardo.
Why?
He
You're
can't
the
do
main
anything
man
with
here.
it.
Ghost Bane Dirge?
You already have it. Right.
It-
Sorry.
Alright.
No, no.
Tired, buddy. You have to cast
Sorry,
it on
pass.
the thing.
Oh, pass it on the thing because it makes it substantial.
It makes
Yeah. Okay.
everyone can attack
We
him,
did this so you don't have to prep it tomorrow, so you don't have to use a spell slot against
so
it.
you can use your Death Ward on the people you want to use.
Also,
What did we say? It was like a 5% chance of it working.
Yes.
Yeah.
0.5 repeating, of course.
also, what is your UMD?
Yes.
It's
He
on the
doesn't have
spell
to do
list,
it. It's
doesn't
on
have
the
to do the
spell
MD.
list. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, I helped him make it. So
Mine's 4.
divine, I think. If that helps.
Mine's 0.
Alright.
7.
Well, I don't even have UMD, and I looked and I saw the asterisk. I'm like, 0.
0.
Use next one.
Okay.
-1.
1 round per level. Interesting.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not much, but if it works.
Chances of
Will negates
survival.
and spell resistance.
52%.
Yeah, it's a long shot, but if it works.
Yeah.
But the
Chances of
spell
everyone
resistance he
surviving.
literally cannot pass. Even if he rolls a 1.
No, he has to roll from the spell
15%.
resistance if he has any.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Number
what he
of
said.
times I'll need to be resurrected from
You
death.
don't know what his SR is.
It's like 25 at least.
58 times.
He's a
could
level
be
17.
12.
He's a level 17 caster.
He's
Number
a
of
level
hours it's
22.
going to take for the
Level
head on
22
Dylan's
Yeah,
ear
so
to
he's
go
a,
down.
it's a 30
Just
spell
pulling
resistance.
out the
Right.
information.
So I'm not too far off, 25 or 30.
11.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's a level 8 caster. So
How many
to overcome
STDs
it,
does Grim
I
do?
feel like they made it a little
Can't.
more balanced for him. I think it's like an SR 15 on the low end.
even my spell resistance is
Alright,
higher.
we're gonna take opening bids on what we think Shiramabi's adjusted after Pylon's spell resistance is.
Is this before the
30.
5th?
Hold on.
This is concluding the 5th, because I'm
Oh,
just gonna
crap.
say the 5th is up. Winner gets an extra level up card.
Ooh.
Dope.
Closest without going over.
Okay.
And write down your response, because I'm gonna need
Do,
Alright, we'll come back to you. Grenadier.
30.
30.
I mean, why are we running it down if we're saying
Because I'm too drunk to remember.
Right, me too.
I'm
Right.
too remember.
That's why we're writing it down!
God
Because
damn
he's
it.
too
Drink
remembered and
again.
drunk.
Alright,
Hold
so
on.
Grenadier says 30.
Uh-huh.
22.
22.
27.
27.
Fuck you! You watched me write that
No,
down.
I didn't. I was literally staring over here the whole time.
28.
Look
28.
back at the footage, please.
I'm going to say 26.
Yeah, because I literally
26.
just put
I'm gonna shoot for a low end, 15.
15.
Oh, that's so
What do you guess? Dylan, your turn.
It's her turn.
I
Don't
was
skip
gonna
it.
say 25.
25.
Okay.
He has to look.
He has to look again.
He's drunk.
Do you want to die?
No.
I mean,
I'm
we're not-
going
we're
to,
not
it's
drunk
fine.
yet. Yeah.
His adjusted SR after the -5 from the pylons.
Do we have a dead on? Did somebody hit a dead on?
Hold on.
30, 22,
Yes.
27, 28.
Alright, somebody hit a
There's
dead
your-
on. Good
Somebody
job.
hit it dead
Eight.
on.
Yeah.
They win
It is
both
22.
prizes. Nice.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
job.
good job.
Yeah.
Makai.
You win both prizes on
So
today's.
OP!
Alright, so that would mean that without
this is
the
the
without the
Showcase
pylons
Showdown.
active,
This
his
is the
SR would
opening
be
bid.
27,
He's
which
got the
means
first game.
you
He'd have to get a 19,
19
or
or
20.
20 in order to have it affect him.
So at 22
So-
is this spell resistance?
So, Josh,
That's
you got
his
to
spell
get
resistance.
Oh, that's not bad.
14 or higher on a die roll,
Mhm.
and then he has to fail a will save
Yeah.
Yeah.
to your spell save
So
DC.
mine is
Yeah. Which means he has to like roll.
So
I have
your
to roll.
job is now
I have to
keep
roll a
the
10
But
or
it's
higher.
possible.
It's
I can roll a 10 or
technically
higher. That's not bad. That's doable. That's really good.
The
What do
same
you-
as last time.
For spell
Yeah, it's the
What is
same
it?
one.
You're not doing
Oh,
it.
by the way,
Target
Jamie,
gains
I want
effect.
you to know if you have
See
ghost touch, his
invisibility
AC
for
is
3
only
rounds.
12. He has
I don't
no
have ghost
DR.
touch. I don't have ghost touch.
I thought he gave you 2 things of ghost touch.
You have Holy Weapon Bomb for
Holy weapon
Actually,
bomb, yeah, so I can hit him, yeah,
one time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for one
You
time,
have to-
exactly.
if his spell
But
works-
still 2 hits.
Everyone can hit him.
regardless.
Uninhibited.
I
Yeah.
gotta
That
go.
would be
Even
great
if you
for-
had a stick, you could actually hit him for half damage at that point.
Nope, 50% of the time you can hit him with a stick.
Yeah.
I can hit him with the stick 100%.
It basically
Ghost
is-
Fang
Or we
Surge?
could definitely like.
I just read it.
Cannot
Okay, yeah.
lose.
Yeah,
No,
non-magical
I
attacks.
can
Oh, I'm
have-
thinking of his
no
rage
damage.
power. That's right.
Yeah.
Because I'd say,
We
no,
cannot lose.
fuck you, Ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what if I have a +1 stick?
Then that's all the time.
Wait, what if I pick Ray out by the ankles? He holds his dagger above his head like this.
He is magical.
And just chop at him with.
That's if he succeeds on the SR
With
check,
that being said, just
and
a
he
joke,
fails
so
the will save.
Don't
Okay.
kill me.
It's all good.
Don't kill me,
All
man.
right, so
So we
yes.
did that. Prepped. Yep.
Also, I want to remind Dylan that this is not an OnlyFans. You can't be putting that much head on screen, bro.
Yo, my butthole is clenching right now. I really don't want to fight this fight.
Even though he's okay, so
And defunded.
Van will also start handing out some potions.
I gave you $5.
Oh,
You get a shield potion.
Take this.
I gave you $5.
Let-
Ricardo, you get a shield potion. Grenadier, you get a shield potion.
Is that does not stack with Shield of Faith, correct?
It does not stack with the shield you have equipped.
How much is your
so
shield
it's
bonus? How much is your shield bonus?
Plus
How long does that
3.
last?
Okay, well if you down that potion, technically you have a
Ah!
+4. So
I
it gives
came
you a
up with a
+1.
good one.
It gives you one more than what
I was
you
just
got.
about to ask
So it
that.
does help.
It's in minimal,
And then
so
the
it will
shield
be
plus
1
2.
minute.
Shield of Faith is
10
the
rounds.
duration
That's
bonus.
6 levels.
Oh, well then, dude.
10 rounds.
Look under your
Okay, 10
shield
rounds.
bonus. What
That's
do you have
still
written there?
really
3.
good.
Okay, so if you take a potion of shield, it'll go up to a 4.
Okay.
Also, it works on your touch attack against him.
Yeah, so whatever your touch AC is, add the 4 to that too.
We have 2 more shield potions.
When
I'm going to
you
use
take
an
that
extract
potion.
from me.
Okay.
Who would like out of 1, 2, 3,
Asher.
4 to have.
I can take care of myself. Take it to them.
He doesn't have a shield.
I just gave Ricardo a shield potion.
Yeah, but you were asking who wants a second.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I-
Who wants one that hasn't gotten one yet?
Oh, okay. Never mind. That's
I'll
different.
take one, but at the same time, I was just gonna cast a spell on myself.
You're gonna
so
cast
I
shield?
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's like a level 1 spell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. And also
This is
use your
bad.
cast roll so it lasts longer.
Yes,
Plus
it
4
is.
shield bonus.
And it works on touch attacks.
Go to your character sheet and look at your shield bonus.
I only get wine drugs tonight.
Well,
Yeah, I don't care if I have to work a 15-hour day.
It's
I'll buy
mainly
wine.
for
We don't have.
the ghost touching you.
Yeah.
That's mainly why this
This is why
is
I was late.
important.
It's good wine.
it is.
Okay.
Are you guys
How
looking
many
for
rounds?
winos?
Oh shit.
Yes, they
Huh?
are.
How many rounds?
This is more special.
Take potion of shield, it will last 1 minute.
More carbonated.
Was it a white?
I've gone through a lot of them.
No, it's a red. Couldn't you tell?
So 1,
It's not a
2,
rosé.
3, 4.
Is it pink?
That's one more left.
Oh, Asher will take one if there's one.
I know.
You're gonna take one as well, so
Pull
you're
it up to
natural.
something pink for a second.
Okay.
Yo, I don't
Then
like
they're-
drinking,
then they're all
but I'm
used up.
starting to like wine drinking.
Yeah, it's rosé.
You have an amazing to hit.
I have an all right to hit.
I hand you a true strike potion.
Listen, dude,
All of
19
my-
ain't that good.
All
Gonna
of
give you
my
plus 20 on the
slots-
next attack.
Oh, sweet.
A plus 20?
To your next attack, after you drink it. For I think
I
like.
feel like Gerald over here just drinking potions left and right.
Oh, you should see my turn before walking the door. I'm chugging like 10.
Gerald, like Arivia
Yeah.
or Gerald of South Park?
Gerald of South Park.
Yeah, because he's. Or I'm thinking of.
His name
No, what about
Gerald?
Gerald Williams?
Steve bought a Prius.
Also a person.
Gerald and Geralt.
Do
Spelling your own farts.
does anyone
Geralt of
who is
Rivia.
not wearing,
I thought I was the only one.
who are not using mage armor or something gives mage armor to somebody want mage armor? It helps if your touch attack or touch.
I'll take it.
Do they stack? Or no?
If he wants it, give it to him. I've already got enough.
Oh, no, I've already got it too. But if it's a potion and you don't have it, go ahead. But
Yeah.
what armor do you have?
I have a chain shirt with no plus.
Really?
Ricardo.
Oh, you should take it.
Man just handed you a potion of mage armor. It lasts for an hour.
Oh, you're taking.
Yeah,
I was just like, what are you doing, John?
He's gonna post, this is how he died.
Oh no, this is like a, if we survive this, cool. If we don't, then I can keep that and remember how Grendir died.
Grandier, I want you to know that if you die tonight, I'm gonna nail your beard above our door.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And maybe the
actually,
fake one too.
is
I don't know how.
yes,
I
that's
have
right.
time.
I mean, you're gonna have to wait some time.
Out of you, you're gonna just run and hit. I hand
I don't
you
want to think
a.
about that.
I mean, under the.
You know
No.
the Minecraft
No.
torches look like?
Yes.
Imagine a jar about that big,
You're
looking
the guy
similar.
That's terrible.
We were.
I hand
were
this to
not
you.
there for the dwarf conversation.
You shake
I
it.
missed it.
It's gonna act like a sun rod.
You
Throw that. There's gonna be a 30-foot burst of natural daylight.
I'm
Natural
fully aware of it.
daylight.
But you have to activate it first and then throw it. Yes.
Not artificial daylight like if I were
Natural.
to
Like
use a spell
basically, if
daylight.
you brought him up to the surface and said, "Hey, look at this nice weather out."
Don't throw that near me, please.
Please
I
throw
won't.
it there.
Well, be careful.
But
That's
I'm
really
I'm actually working on something for you with that. We'll get to that after.
I have
this
goggles.
survive.
It's just like
No.
Yeah,
I'm
this-
gonna make your goggles better. Better.
Better?
They're literally-
I'm gonna better.
they're literally just
Help
sunglasses.
provide.
Go for it. You think I'm
Does anybody else want to have one to use for that? I have one other one.
One what?
Asher.
Shirarambi or you?
Sure, Mobby wants one.
I was
Really?
Can you make a darkness one? And you can throw it at
Tell you what,
guys?
man. If you give me what I want to know, maybe some of that stuff, I'll make 50 of them for you.
I mean, diplomacy is an option.
it is an option.
Is it an option?
I have intimidate.
Can we diplomacy the thing?
You
Can
guys
any of
can
you
attempt to
succeed?
diplomacy whatever you want.
Wait.
Yeah.
Diplomacy's still seduction, right?
So we can
It can be.
offer him souls
All right.
for power.
Of 1,000
Okay.
hardworking men trying to.
Okay,
make
Alec.
life first.
Alec, calm down.
I mean-
Slow her down there.
That's a pretty viable option.
No, it is
we-
not a vi. We cannot sell souls for our free.
What if
Trade.
they're
Trade
evil
souls.
things? What if they're evil things?
I mean,
They
we
still
could
have
sell them
but you
souls. It
get
just
rid of
had to
their
be
soul?
your soul.
Like gnolls, evil gnolls. You're telling me, oh, we're just gonna kill them. They're just gonna let their souls go to fucking waste.
Yeah, what if it was the souls of 1,000 demons?
What if it was just 8 innocent guys in a room?
What if it was just Grendir's soul?
Oh, he does not like this conversation
No, I'm
at
trying
all.
to figure out if
because
like,
it's
am I
right.
allowed to sell souls as a good character?
No,
That's
you're
still a
not.
legal action, right?
No!
Generally, the collections of souls is considered evil.
Yeah. So even if it's an evil soul, it's evil to.
Hey
capture
Josh,
it
you know
and
there's
then
3
use it.
circles on your sheet? You should probably fill one in right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking a legitimate
Yeah.
question.
I believe, per the rules, imprisonment and trap soul are evil spells, but I would
Also,
But
need
if
to-
they're
I'm
evil
second
soul-
that.
But we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're just bringing him the souls.
How are you going to
Try
bring him the
second.
souls?
Grenadier can take
Tell
care of
him,
it.
tell a bunch of gnolls. We're gonna capture a bunch of gnolls and bring them to him.
So you're going
Wait.
to bring him 1,000 slaves,
Wait.
not
We're go-
souls.
Wait, why don't we
They
just
have souls in them, don't they?
Yeah, but that's like bringing somebody who's asking for 1,000 years of corn, unshucked corn.
Good currency.
Okay, fine. Then we'll tell a town or something that we
Yeah,
have
do that.
something for them and bring a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of their
all the same
people
detail.
there
No,
unknowingly,
great.
and then we just
You
give
have
them to them.
questions?
Steve, I sent you
Do you know that
description of the item.
everybody who gets delivered corn pretty much at some point has to deal with unshucked corn?
Yeah, I mean, you have to shuck your own corn, asshole.
Hold on. I just had this conversation. Does anyone else know how to shuck corn?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just peeling, dude.
I love how we're all
Okay,
doing
that's
No, no, no.
shocking.
No,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
That's
peeling.
what I told you.
Right,
it's
I know.
shucking
We
corn.
just had this conversation.
Wait,
too.
does
Yeah.
anybody here know how to shuck a banana?
That's not even. Yeah, exactly. You can't.
It's comparable. Yes, it is. It's
No, it
a
isn't.
You're peeling
tug
a
and
banana.
pull.
Yeah, you-
Grab and pull.
No, to shuck the corn is to remove the kernels from the corn, not to peel
shuck
down the
corn is just
cob.
to peel the corn.
I'm going to Google.
But either way, I know
Yeah,
they
I
do
was gonna
both.
say I'm gonna download shucking
Okay.
corn.
Do not
download.
misspell that.
Yeah, that's how we get deplatformed.
Alright.
Shuck, an outer layer covering such as a husk or pod, especially the husk of an ear of corn. So shucking would be taking it off.
Yes, shucking corn is the
I
pure.
accept defeat. But what the hell am I thinking of where you remove the corn kernels?
You're dekerneling the corn.
Right, sure, but there's a word for that. And it's not dekerneling.
Gee,
You have,
if
you
only
have a
we had-
device in front of you that can answer that question.
I'm looking it up right now.
No,
All
I
right,
don't.
this is the high fantasy you tuned in for, folks.
Yeah. Did you ever wonder how a farmer does stuff?
Decobbing corn.
Thank you. That's the word.
Cobbing corn?
Only in
Yes.
D&D/Pathfinder you have conversations
Cob
about
from the corn.
the
Yes.
rules
Corn on the
between
cob.
shucking
Yes.
Dude,
Decobbing.
I'm sorry, did we
Brilliant.
not have a 1 hour conversation about the difference between a bog,
Cheers,
a
guys.
swamp, and what was the third one? Bog, a swamp, and something else.
Bayou.
Right there.
No.
Dude, my brain's
Taiga?
just blown.
It might have been a marsh.
I know. I get
Marsh,
this like every
bog,
week.
swamp.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
and
sorry.
an Everglade.
Yeah.
I'm having loopy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tastes like Fruit Loops.
And then we started talking about water-based trees.
Van
Like a
reminds
mangrove.
all of you that the protective evil potions last for 1 minute. So if we're going in there, swords a slashing.
I have a plan.
Before you get into that, I just want
We're
to say
gonna
this whole
die.
conversation that's happening. This is happening before we go to bed, before we sleep. We're having a nice little.
Oh
hey,
no,
we're
this is
eating
right at
food.
the door.
No, we're eating food and shit. Like, all right, before we go to sleep to go die tomorrow, we're having a conversation about husking and cobbing corn and water
this
trees.
Is this is the pre-battle delirium that happens.
Yes. Calm before the storm.
Yeah.
The cob
so-
before
The
storm.
calm before the storm.
Okay, Blake, that is the name of the
Okay,
episode.
now I got
The calm before the storm.
The cob before the
Yes! Please,
Give that man
please
some
do
extra.
it,
Alright,
Blake.
cob before the storm it is.
I said it!
You don't deserve XP.
Too fucking good.
Yeah.
He inspired it. Give him the man's
Yeah. A plus.
Up
You got
above.
50 XP for cob before the storm.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank
Blake,
you.
what are we doing on
Now
time?
give yourself 2 XP.
2
Two
DM.
DM,
Fine.
2 DM points.
No, we have 10 minutes.
Just don't
We have
ever
10
do that
minutes
to me.
what?
until we call a break before going in.
Understand.
Go for it.
Oh god.
They're strong. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I
Oh,
need
he did
you.
but I-
So,
Catch up, bud, because I'm buzzed right now.
final strategy check.
Sorry if that was your.
Are we gonna
No, I'm
try
just wondering like, how a
diplomacy, or
little
are we
bitch gets
assuming
buzzed
we're
off
going
2
in
glasses of
fighting?
wine.
I don't drink, dude.
They're not doing this. It's-
What'd you say?
Okay.
Are we talking
Oh,
our way
really
through this,
busted
or are we
on
slashing our way through this?
Gotta be slashing because we're here, obviously.
I agree with whatever the party wants. Either way you look
Okay.
at it, you owe me money.
Okay, I have an idea.
So I have to roll a 9.
Hear me out. You and me. It requires just you and me.
And I get
We okay.
50% chance. to
We
win.
walk
We
away.
walk in. I use my charisma to make a deal.
They're in the fridge.
And then we don't tell Grendir that we're basically trading Grendir for him to take Grendir and just leave the Howling Fortress.
We could just
He can't
throw-
leave. Also,
I'm
Grandia's
not
only-
talking to you. I'm talking to him privately.
About
Shut
you.
up. We
You know-
sell him Grandier.
You know what we can do? I like the plan. I really do. But here's what we do.
You know, very
And then a
close
spear
to
flies at Ricardo out of nowhere.
We just take Grandier, we
Like,
throw him
at
down the
this point,
hole,
Raoul's on
and
the
we leave.
blacklist. I'm gonna
Why don't we
be
throw him
pissed.
into the
All
air?
you need to do is
Because
heal Ricardo. and
He's not good dead.
Yeah, right. Who the hell's
Are you
fucking
okay?
Oh, well.
Alec, he owes me.
He couldn't be bad.
He can't pay you back if he's dead.
Exactly.
I'm saying is, have you ever had a steak that's alive that was delicious? No. Every delicious steak you've ever had is dead.
No.
Don't you want to share?
I'm also
I have
vegetarian,
lost
so.
no conversation.
I've
What's your-
never
wait, what's your
worked with
charisma
people
at
that count.
13?
Wondered
What?
if I get
13.
We're getting nowhere.
Technically, you're more convincing
need
than
to
I am.
Get back together.
Yeah, all food.
So, all right, let's go ahead and take a quick break,
Okay.
and then we will start outside of the first door of the tomb of Shiramabi.
The
So-
first door?
And we're back. So, okay. So the party spent, so the party spends 8 hours on the surface,
Drinking because
drinking, resting, eating, getting a full rest, all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know how much damage anybody had left over from the Wyvern fight, but everybody can go to max. Just between Junica and Grandier and Issa,
yeah.
there would have been plenty of magical healing available for everybody to go to full.
The biscuits kick in. The greater restoration.
Yes, if anybody needs to consume a piece of the biscuit, they can also well, no, because that's after 24 hours.
Yes.
This is only after 8. So
But
you can.
We ate it yesterday.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we've had 2 sleeps since we've eaten the whatchamacallit.
No, we haven't.
It
took.
kicks in at least
Okay.
once.
It hasn't kicked in
Okay.
yet.
Did-
You're right. That's not.
Okay, so raise your hand if you ate a piece of the biscuit. Okay, I need everyone who raised their hand to make a will save.
Oh, god damn.
That's what we
Oh,
did.
it's gonna be a good night,
Oh, he does a
boys.
good roll.
That's a nat 1, Jamie.
Damn it!
You get fat and bloated.
I got a 20.
A natural 20 or dirty 20?
20 total.
Oh, okay.
I got a
25.
All right, so Jamie fails. 20 total fails.
25.
Passes.
22.
Passes.
15.
Fails.
27.
Passes.
Who was it?
Will save.
It's not.
14 fails. Okay. I need everyone who's failed to raise their hand.
I think you said me, so.
Okay? Alright.
Steve, you failed.
So for those of you who failed, at the top of your character sheet, in the extra white space above, I would like you to make 6 boxes similar to your alignment points from day 1, and put a check mark in the box, in the first box.
Mysterious.
Lou, you're gonna be
Okay.
Oh, I know what happens.
Okay.
explode.
No, there are side effects to repeated consumption of
Which the notes
the
tell
biscuit,
us.
which you guys have already noted, and so you have started suffering minor side effects.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, you feel a little bloated and a little gassy for the first, 48
So
hours.
we're
It
lactose
still kicks
intolerant
in
now.
though, right?
It still kicks in, so you do benefit from greater restoration
Not that I need it.
and a bunch of healing. So if anybody had ability drain or ability damage, all that has been removed.
Sure.
What about
Good, and that was strict for
no
him.
memory of your memory?
No.
No.
If
Are
you
you
ever-
asking if the biscuit triggers a memory?
Just joking. I know it does.
Or multiple memories?
Actually, I would ask if it had any effect on any mutations within me or anything.
No.
Didn't look at this.
So where resto?
Am I still circumcised?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
That's
it's
it.
restoration. It
That's
brings me back
It's
to.
not regeneration.
Ah, damn it.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So then we head down.
Okay. All right. So the group descends. Junica and her entourage remain at the surface. And again, after 48 hours, she is going to make preparations to seal the tomb and seal the Cyclopean Deep, so nobody can ever come in or out again.
Cool.
The group has already cleared out pretty much all of the undead from down here, so there's no more need to do the skill challenge and expensive resources. You move to the part of the Cyclopean Deeps with the central pylon,
Mhm.
and then navigate your way over to where the tomb of Shiramabi is. This tunnel egress coming off of the central pylon is where Grendir needs to mount the chandelier and therefore activate the 5th pylon of the Cyclopean Deeps. It takes you about an hour without using spells for the group to assist him in embedding the chandelier and positioning it appropriately in such a way that the 5th pylon activates. Okay? Once the 5th pylon, the chandelier, activates, writing begins to form on the doors of the tomb. The doors of the tomb are absolutely massive. They are 80 feet tall, so about 8 stories, and they're about 60 feet wide. They are made out of solid stone and reinforced with brass and steel rebar.
That's good craftsmanship.
Wow. That's not good craftsmanship. Who the hell uses rebar?
Yeah, when you use brass and steel together, like if they're touching, it actually increases corrosion.
Then they're not touching.
Wow.
Magic door.
It is a magic door. It's very obviously magic as you guys
Oh,
approach
well then
it.
yeah, it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah. But you can tell from the sheer surface area needed to reinforce, it was probably they used what they had during the emergency construction of the tomb.
And it's still here. That's why it's amazing.
Yeah. All right.
I don't have lockpicks big enough for this door. Sorry, guys.
You are the lockpick.
Yes,
Okay.
go inside that hole right there.
As you approach the first door and the chandelier's light is rained upon the door, roughly 5 feet from the floor appears an inscription in magical light. It seems to be picking up on trace amounts of mithril that are embedded in the stone. And with the final activation of the 5th focusing prism, the light is drawing magic out of the door to illuminate this mithril writing. It says, in an old Hyperborean version of Common,
No fetch.
a curse of hunger is laid upon any so hungry for my arcane knowledge. A curse of thirst to those who thirst for my wisdom. A curse of pain for those who would seek my strength.
We don't seek any of those things. We just seek death.
Yeah, I kind of want to, you know,
Wow.
Just
Someone's
change that
probably
word
in
to
there.
seek.
kind of just want to turn around and, you know, not deal with this.
Curses aren't really real.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
We could just leave.
Yeah,
now.
100%.
The thing is on, and I don't think he's allowed to leave as long as that thing is on.
Oh, he wasn't allowed to leave to begin with.
Well, we could just go.
But the light only stays on for
We
24
need
hours without the
the
tears.
knowledge he
and
has.
then he can come back out.
So,
What does he have in the
Let's-
job again?
Blake, would you like to answer that as our master no keeper?
No,
No,
she's
she's the master
bookkeeper.
note-keeper. He's the bookkeeper.
I'm the bookkeeper on the spreadsheets.
Treasurer.
We're supposed to be finding out the knowledge because he's got knowledge of the
Yeah.
He is the shadow, and he's got knowledge of.
The Sword of Air.
There you go.
And
Thank
book
you.
and Sen.
He has knowledge
That's it.
of several things regarding the Sword of Air.
Alec would know all this. This is Steven, like, hey.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like to roll an intelligence check to maybe recall
'Cause
some of this information?
Wizards know everything, except who they are.
Yeah, right.
Got him earlier.
It's gonna be a 15. Intelligence, just a straight intelligence.
Just straight
check.
D20 plus
15.
intelligence mod. Okay. So what you would remember after your days of weeks, months of adventuring is that Shiramabi, due to his relationship within the undead pantheon, has information regarding the mysteries of Sen and the mysteries of the Sword of Air. And those mysteries' relationship to the sorcerer known as Akabakar,
Also known as Bakar.
also known as Bakar, who according to your research, at
the
one point in
latest.
time, wielded, not just owned, but wielded the Sword of Air. Okay?
It was known as Hecate's right hand.
It is Hecate's right hand.
Currently.
Is
Previously, this
not
guy
referred to as though.
It
That's a
is.
good distinction there.
And then anything
Oh,
else?
we just referred to it that way.
So,
Yeah.
your entire intent of coming to this place was money, but then on top of that was also that if Shuramabi is the shadow that holds this information, you may be able to find a way to extract that information from him, and in doing so, advance your standing with either Sordon or Caden. At this point, you have not really burned bridges with Caden, but you haven't actually established any kind of relationship with Sordon. And so, information regarding Sen, the Sword of Air, Akabakar, could be a very powerful bargaining chip at some of the upcoming tables.
Yeah. It definitely gives us something to work with, because otherwise we have no idea.
That spells a good idea.
Look, as someone who's spoken to Hecate,
Spoken.
Attempted to speak.
attempted to speak.
That.
Yes.
Yeah,
brain
that's the
injury.
right word. Yeah, I'm remembering when I
Yes,
tried
that.
doing the thing.
Your brain.
Now
is-
look,
Yes.
maybe we can get out of here without a fight.
I'm okay with it.
So you want to go and try to speak with it instead
Yeah.
of trying to fight it.
Sounds to me like
You're
it's
talking to the wrong guy on this subject.
No, I'm talking. He just happens to be answering before you guys are.
No, I'm responding.
You literally looked at him and said, as somebody who spoke, you directly spoke to
You
somebody
did.
who spoke to
Well, he
Hecate.
speaks to gods
Let's-
all the time.
Let's
And-
let's focus a little bit.
Can I-
So you're trying to make a point with Grendir,
With everyone.
and everyone. Let's let's get to that point and have your contributions be concise. It's already starting to get late.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, I
So
totally
you're
forgot what I was saying. Go
so
ahead.
you're trying to sell Grendir.
Sorry.
We could be able to get out of this without a fight. Let's try negotiations.
I
And
was-
Grendir has responded with, "Are you sure you want to negotiate with the guy who's known as the Architect of Rapanathik, and who was most powerful enough to possess a wyvern?"
For somebody who, this is Steven talking to you. This is like in my head. You don't hear any of this. As somebody who follows Hecate, and like it's like I'm not lying to him. I'm in pursuit of this fucking thing right now.
Yeah.
Whether it's to whatever, I don't care what their things are. I'm looking for this thing. So, hey, let me go talk to it. Maybe I can work this out. I'll go have a conversation with this thing, with them, with me. Say whatever I have to say, but I'm gonna be honest with her and be like, hey, I kind of want this thing. Maybe if I can get in her good graces and work for her again, I can do what I can do. And I can get the information we need, and we can leave.
All right.
Okay. So you're
Not yet.
you're saying that as somebody who has,
A follower of Hecate.
as a follower of Hecate, you're invested in the Sword of Air.
Yeah.
Well, Steve was saying that, not Alec.
This is all Steven talking to
Okay.
you.
And so you're also saying that because of
Is that a good idea?
Yeah, I'm not going to say that that's a bad idea, but I'm going to say that that is an idea.
That's all to you too. Is that a good idea or a bad
May
idea?
I,
Okay.
may I add something? If you want to do that, we could use hide from undead greater, hide all of us, and you speak. We're invisible. You're taking the attention. If he does attack, I mean it's you, but
Yeah.
the rest of us can react.
But I have a feeling like he's the guardian of this information. Like in my backstory, like evidently I obviously am a follower of Hecate. She has a thing for me right
No,
now.
I'll lay on you straight as the healer of the group.
Yeah, she won't talk to you. Maybe.
At the moment, but I'm working for her.
Listen, if you
I
go
am.
out and do this, there's more than a good chance you're going to get hit by something that is going to either one, kill you outright, or two, mortally wound you to a point where I have to immediately get you.
You cast that whatchamacallit spell to where it blocks your vision from him. Except for me, I'll go out there, but you have your readied actions to defend or block. Like,
Okay.
I'm the only one. I'll
So,
have my
good
readied
job,
action to
tactical
dispel
planning,
magic to
everyone.
counterspell something. if
Okay,
it goes to
so-
do something else.
Okay.
So to summarize, you want to be excluded from the hide from undead greater,
Mhm.
and have everyone else prepare themselves in such a way to intervene if negotiations go south.
100%.
Okay,
And then I will
let's-
also have counterspell if he goes to count spells or something like,
He-
hey, look,
Before
just in case.
before you finalize that, he will be able to see
that
if
I'm
you were not
having
in
counter
that
spell-
you are preparing to
Well,
counter.
then I won't have anything. I won't have anything.
Do you have knowledge religion?
Yes.
Roll knowledge religion.
I'd just like to prep an action
19.
to pop my potions when combat starts.
Noted. We will come back to that in a
Thank
second.
you.
19.
Yeah.
You know that as a mortal, beseeching information from a much, much, much more powerful entity, you should not be preparing any kind of martial defense and instead opening negotiations with some kind of offering or some kind of sacrifice to show that you are willing to submit to their authority. This would be like if, to put this into perspective, if Grendir was trying to openly negotiate with some entity directly associated with Tyr, he's not going to go into those negotiations with defenses readied and with the rest of you kind of sequestered to the side. He's going to go in using his religious background with the appropriate spells, rituals, and sacraments prepared.
If I go in there without protection from evil, I don't trust that thing not to try to possess me and attack them.
We never...
He
Okay.
did it once before, so
It did.
you know what? I retract my idea.
Okay.
Never mind.
I don't
All right. That's fine. After a little bit of conversation, you
And
know,
remembering, I don't trust this
The-
thing not to.
the degree that you would need to submit is now out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Totally acceptable. Okay. Are there any other plans that we want to bring forward?
Van would bring up, even though you're retracting that, I'd still think that if we're able to just talk and make a deal of some sort, whether it's, like you pointed out, an offering or something.
Is there a way for me, as a cleric of Tyr, to know what kind of level of sacrifice or ritual we needed to talk to such a thing?
Good question.
Roll knowledge religion.
Good question.
That is a great question.
How many buys do we have here that we can slit their throats?
Friends.
There's a certain sword that would probably count as a decent
Kopesh?
offer.
9?
A what?
29.
Okay.
The evil
Why
swords.
you gotta offer my shit up?
So,
The evil swords. Souls do.
with respect to the forces of evil and darkness,
Mm-hmm.
sacrifices usually involve material components to create undead, because undead are just constructs under the command of evil.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be living sacrifices, which is probably out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You would also be able to submit evil descriptor, evil relics, not gonna say artifacts because that's a different level, but like holy symbols, reliquary items, items of significance, that kind of thing. You could offer those
Like my own or evil? Or
evil ones
Another person.
for the purpose of, as a gift, you could offer good reliquaries and good items for the purpose of sacrifice. So in this case, if you were to take, I'm going to use the Kopesh just because that's the first one that comes
Well,
to
what
mind.
about the sword of life taking?
That is evil.
Yeah, doesn't he want evil?
You,
No, he
you could
wants-
ask. You could ask him if he would take it as an offering, because there's a difference between offering and sacrifice in this case. Offering is something that they could use. Sacrifice is something that they would want to destroy.
Yeah, but giving up the Kopesh is just a sacrifice to me. It's an offering to him.
Right. So if you were to sacrifice the Kopesh to him, you would basically be agreeing that you will allow this good artifact to be sundered by evil in exchange for the information.
And I'm
Okay.
going to tell you right now, cold dead hand. We'll leave it at that.
It is his Kopesh.
I have a
Well,
I
question.
mean, you say that.
You could
Yeah.
also just a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
You could also submit yourself to a quest or geas, and in exchange for some kind of service or task, bargain for the information. Though you're fairly certain, as an evil entity, he is not going to relinquish the information until the task is completed. Okay.
And the
now,
task can be, for what I know, just anything.
it could be anything of his desire. It could be It could be forsake Tyr, switch alignments, and begin worshiping Orcus.
a cleric of Orcus.
I have a question.
We have unholy maces.
Let's answer Jamie's question real quick.
Well, 2 questions.
Okay, go ahead, Will.
Gaius,
Yes.
would we know up front if that's the most viable option, or would he allude to it being an option, but instead of trying to do Gaius, let's just outright kill?
Yes. There is a chance he could allude to it as part of an agreement.
Okay.
However, you would know that as a spell, he could just attempt to cast it on you,
Yeah.
and you would be entitled to save and spell resistance appropriately. And your second question?
Do we know the whereabouts of the Knoll woman?
She's
No.
dead.
She was killed.
She was killed. All right. Do we know?
Speared.
Do we have any other alive individuals?
Who are... Well, yes, there's the party, there's Junica.
No.
There are the
free individuals that we do not have any sort of alignment with.
association with.
Yes.
We have the evil wizard up in the tower.
We have 2 bodies.
There are some refugees still in the upper floors. Yes.
No, I'm not saying that is the forefront plan. But we do have bodies we can offer.
Are they alive or dead?
They are alive.
The wizards?
The wizards.
Yes.
We could use them as an offering.
Wait, the one with insanity?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Can we give him a
Also, if any of this reaches Junica, she will protest.
I
We're
am
not
not
all
talking
know that.
about this.
I'm saying
Sure.
this. I am saying this in the party, and I'm eyeing Grendir when I say all
Okay.
of these things.
What's your alignment?
chaotic bit?
Okay, so because your chaotic nature is maybe willing to do this only if you could verify that those wizards were evil. You would not willingly sacrifice a good character to
individual,
evil.
yes. We do know that the one person that we do know for a fact that one individual is technically evil aligned at the very least.
I mean, at least some of us know that.
And we know you can completely command him with a certain phrase.
So we do
Everybody saw that.
have fodder.
You
Everyone
have
knows.
you
I have
have
no-
we will use the term resources
What's
in
the
capital.
command word?
Leroy
It's more of a phrase.
What's the command phrase? For it again? I
Roll-
remember. I'll
Merryweather.
remember because I
It
was
is that
told
is
it.
to open the ship. Roll an intelligence check.
No keeper.
But I have a
Share
question.
the knowledge.
14.
My brother's keeper.
My brother's keeper. I start heading back up to go get him.
Okay,
Let's discuss
before we do that, we need to close discussions.
I do have one question. Now, I understand this is not within my purview. This is more of a Tom question. If the cleric were to decide to start following Orcus, would he lose all cleric levels or become a cleric of Orcus?
Of equivalent level.
I would rule that this would be of equivalent level.
Equivalent level
Yeah.
of cleric of Orcus.
Yes, because it's not that his god
Don't
forsake
that.
him and he had to start over. It's he's
Which is
changing his pantheon.
Okay, and now this is a legitimate question in order to persuade Joshua.
Interesting.
But would his beard become thicker and more luxurious following Orcus or staying with his current god?
It would wither and gray following Orcus.
So you
God, never.
No, wait,
What are you talking about?
Wait,
No!
wait.
I feel like I
Could
agree
we
with
get him some bro game?
Yes, you could alter self.
Oh,
Bro
hold the
game.
dying.
Huh?
Hold the dying on the beard.
Just the beard.
Yeah.
Persistent.
Okay, I'm trying to persuade him into becoming a cleric of Orcus, so that'd be kind of cool.
So
Okay.
may I continue with what I was?
You had yep.
You
had
said
your
you had two questions. You
Yep.
asked two. I'm sorry, I didn't know I interrupted.
It's fine. Okay,
So-
back to you. We've got a quick question.
Now that we have a technical out or a way to whet his appetite, do we want to go through with it?
Let me remind everyone, we don't know what he actually wants.
you
Ding, 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 ding.
So Van's going to start drinking some potions that have 80 minutes to hours of duration
Yeah.
while you guys are saying all this. So I'm kicking in some defenses.
Yep, that's fine.
I got one.
Okay.
Can we
I'm ready
just go
for
in
that.
and talk to him?
Let's.
Hold on.
Lou,
Hold on.
Council?
Thank you. Alright. So, I don't remember why we are totally going to talk to this guy.
Sword.
Yeah. Something about
He has
swords.
information about the Sword of Air as well as the Shagus Pondium.
I don't know that yet.
Make
Alright.
choices to
So, we're going down there to talk to him for something, right? Why aren't we just killing him?
Because then we miss out on the information.
We know he has information on the Sword of Air.
We need the information.
Do we
that
also know
has.
he is an immortal?
Yes. Well,
An entire paladin organization, religious section, and descendants from Muir failed to fully destroy him.
Thank you.
You may assume his immortality at your own risk.
Thank you.
I mean, did they have a
So,
barbarian?
if we can get what we want, so basically what you're saying is going in without killing him. We
Sure,
can't
yeah,
kill him.
I remember now.
We can't kill him.
Why are we trying to defeat him?
We're trying to beat him down to give us, hey,
You
tell us
don't
our
know.
information.
You're
no,
trying.
no, I'm asking the DM. Why are we even here?
Because we
Money,
need the information.
Because
Lots
if
of money.
you can clear the Howling Fortress of all evil, the Merchants Guild is willing to pay top dollar for the defenses and real estate.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have technically
Second-
done this.
Second, if you did not sell the Howling Fortress to the Merchants Guild, you could, as some sort of squatters' rights / de facto authority, claim the Howling Fortress as your own, potentially hire Junica and her retinue to man it / start repairing it, and use it as a base of operations to begin exploring the vast desert and the burning wastes. Thirdly, if you destroy him, there may be blessings from Tyr, Muir, and Mithras showered upon you, because you would have succeeded where the Paladin Order, the Knights of Virtues, failed.
Would you say it was a golden shower of blessings upon us?
Anyway,
You haven't seen the inside of the tomb, but you would know for a fact that due to his immortality,
crack an egg.
hundreds of evil entities have come to the Howling Fortress seeking his knowledge and wisdom and offering various payments to him. So you would have 1,500 years worth of offerings at your disposal if you were able to destroy him. Because he is effectively acting as a mystic sage of sorts, using the old AD&D rules, as far as a wealth of knowledge for the forces of evil and darkness. And his knowledge comes at a price.
And he's not going to become any more powerful in the next, say, year or so, right?
You don't know.
we don't know.
No. I mean, hypothetically, he's been here 1,500 years. In the next year, what are the odds he becomes more powerful?
You don't know.
50-50.
You don't know if his power is associated to his host, if it's associated to the temple, if it's associated to his worship. In the absence of the gnolls, is he going to grow weaker?
I'm going to phone a friend
Okay.
and say party members.
I don't speak Draconic.
Party member.
I'll translate.
That's
What's
my
your question?
We'll take what you
Right, no, I'm asking party members now. If we were to hypothetically return here in 7 levels when we were equivalent level, after setting Junica to hold the torch and hold him in place for 7 years or something like that.
To reiterate, thousands of paladins used to live here.
Yeah. They weren't kobold paladins.
And they didn't have a
Okay,
barbarian.
so your question is, why don't we
Come back.
save and exit and come back later?
Yeah.
Okay. So you propose that party
Save
to the floor.
progress.
The floor recognizes the proposal. Closing statements.
No, that was it.
None. Okay.
Oh, no, hold on.
Huh?
Closing statements?
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, I knew
Okay.
it.
Tom?
Counter-tactical. Now, this is gonna sound jokey. It's not. But if you become a cleric of Orcus, and we do decide to make a deal with this
What about
guy,
a sorcerer?
can I finish?
Yeah.
This is good. This is good. Can I finish?
I thought you were talking
No,
to me.
I'm fucking with you. I'm talking to everybody. He becomes a cleric of Orcus. We tell the Merchants Guild that we cleared the bottom. we sell it to them, and we tell him we'll be sending many offerings in his direction for his divine information that we need about the Sword of Air. All the merchants come here. They get slaughtered by the Underdark. We get the information we need, they get it, and we also get the money for the fortress.
All right.
It's a win-win-win unless you're a merchant. That's not a joke. You have to admit.
I understand
That's
that
a good plan.
I understand that is a genuine plan.
That's a
You
good
will
plan.
take an alignment shift to evil if you do that.
That's a really good plan.
That doesn't affect much
The
on me
lives
other
of
than
the few outweigh the lives of the many when
No,
we
the other way
find
around.
the sword.
No, the other way around. Lives of the many.
But once again, this all pivots
So-
on is
Yes.
the cleric willing to take the orcish shift? Because one thing I have not heard from that cleric is a no.
It's very true.
Let's be honest. I've heard I need another drink, buy me dinner first, let's go to a movie, but I have not heard a hard no.
Okay, so you propose that you were going
Full
to
evil.
Yeah, full evil
Full
in
evil.
exchange for knowledge of the Sword of Air. Barter
Operation
Lawful evil.
Operation Evil. I don't
That's
speak
a- that's
Draconic,
a-
by the
in
way.
exchange
Just want
for
to make sure you
information
know.
about the Sword of Air,
Yeah.
you are going to say that you're effectively going to sacrifice anybody from the Merchants Guild who comes to the fortress.
How many
to-
members of the Merchant Guild are there?
Thousands.
10?
So we can easily get that 1,000 sacrifice that he wants real bad and
you-
get paid by them to be sacrificed.
Alright.
They keep forgetting that.
I will point out
I just need a yes or no.
that no.
Okay, that's all I need.
Yeah.
You don't actually know what he wants yet.
Thank you.
Exactly, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. You're just saying, if this were to happen, would
Okay.
this be something
Here's how
you
we
could
could
agree
benefit the party.
How- I think-
And we'd have 3 evil characters. in
I
the
think we're
party.
definitely leaning toward a diplomatic solution.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Alec who wants to go and do.
Wait, aren't you supposed to be against diplomatic solutions with evil characters?
Part of my job as a cleric is to actually talk to evil creatures as part of my job.
You don't do a very
This is
good
true.
job of it.
Okay.
He's not allowed to work for them.
Judge ruling. All right.
Because remember, he's not a paladin. If part of his
So
job
glad
and
he's
if
dead.
part of his duty of keeping the party alive and making sure that everyone is not corrupted involves, exchanging some words.
Okay.
That's
All right.
within his power to do
That's
so.
perfectly fine. I did not
I-
understand that about the cleric, and
I-
thank you for the
I
elaboration.
made sure to elaborate that because of what you guys want to do. So I made sure that if it comes to it, I can bend the rules.
So
Like
it's
becoming
okay
a
if
cleric
the
versus-
evil sorcerer upstairs, if let's say this guy says, hey, if you
I'm
give
going
me a
to.
soul,
Let's put it this in the way.
Anything that is even remotely evil, Grendir will feel obligated to atone for.
Let me
he'll
also
atone for it.
let me
Yeah,
also
he'll atone
point to
for
the
it.
fact that I'm going to execute him anyway.
Okay, so
Oh.
how about this?
I've already deemed
that's
him
evil.
the crimes he has against him. I
if
have
he
judged
asks
during
for
an
a soul or
execution.
something, I have no problem going
Yeah,
up
I
there
heard
and
this.
saying,
Oh,
hey,
I'm ready to knock on the door.
my,
Roll
my
knowledge
brother's
religion.
No, we heard all of it. We had a list of stuff to do about it.
Knock on this door.
Knock is a strong word.
14.
Okay, you know
Kick it
for a
in like I
fact
didn't know
that
place.
the I think it was Duloth, the individual who was under the effects of my brother's keeper, has no soul to bargain because he has already sold his in exchange for that
Never
contract.
mind then.
Well, you can
The-
sell a contract.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, option B. We go in there, we slap the bitch out of this guy, we take this fortress for ourselves, and we rent it to the merchant guilds for a monthly stipend.
Yes.
That's a great idea too.
He's
actually.
already sold his soul to the actual entity we're about
But
to
we do
go
gotta
into.
go in.
Okay,
No, separate entity.
one final
But I
point.
want to know what we're going in as. Start us
Unnamed
off.
Baylor number 7.
One final point to keep in mind: his last minions on the outside. Because remember, he can't leave. He could kind of leave for a short time. Wyvern always came back. If he didn't have to come back on that Wyvern, he probably would have booked it. They were gnolls who could only pillage and steal from people nearby. Experienced adventurers, mercenaries who can do a lot more. We might be able to get a deal. I understand that your god would not be, and you'd probably be uncomfortable with this, but perhaps some of us would be okay with taking a job in exchange for the knowledge we need, if that is offered. With that, I'm checking the last of my
You're
potions.
not
knock
The
on door.
cleric wouldn't be able to take the job from the evil creature.
Once again, I didn't
Willingly.
say you. I said
If
us.
you attempted to resist and failed your will save, that's different.
Oh no, I found my will save.
Okay.
If you willingly accepted the gaze no save or the quest no save, that's different.
Right.
You have to willingly submit to evil and begin doing evil things in order to lose your association with Tyr.
But if I get the Gaius anyway, it's okay because I'm stuck doing it one way or another.
yeah.
I would move to try to divert the Gaius.
You would move to try to
Choose the
divert
how.
it using things like miracle, limited wish and wish,
Grandeur.
break enchantment, etc. Those would be your first options. If those failed, then you
I
would
think
resort to
actually
fulfilling the gaze.
Grandeur.
The service
Hold
is
on.
okay.
How about this?
I say the
Wait
service
outside
is
the
good.
door real quick. Can we go talk to someone about something and go get a job? We'll tell you about the job later when we're going out here, so that way you don't
I
have
want
to
to
worry
leave.
about
Okay,
the description
okay,
of it.
okay. Stop. Let me explain to your plan at this moment, the one you just said. So we can start getting to this. Sure, I, the cleric, will stand outside the tomb while you all go into the tomb.
I'll stand with you.
We'll all be under protection from evil.
I will be
So,
with you.
If you
cleric.
start hearing ruckus, you come a running.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going to open with negotiations, and if negotiations go south, plan B is hit it until it's at least no longer a problem, not necessarily dead.
Correct.
That's probably what it's going to turn into.
I'm gonna stand with you.
Gotcha.
Let's just
I'm
go
with
in
you.
and find out what
Okay.
they want.
All right, so with that,
Chugging the last of my potions.
we are going to enter initiative, and we're going to start going around initiative with any kind of buffs
Mhm.
that need to. Yep, I recognize that. We're going to start declaring buffs as we go around, and then we'll move into actual contact.
Alright, one question. Can we at least accept that mage armor being a 16-hour buff is not involved in any of that?
Yeah, you. If anything is in the hours per level mark,
Don't worry about it.
go ahead and declare them now,
Alright.
and we'll assume that they're done. But anything that's 10
Potion of
minutes
mage
or
armor?
less per level, we need to
Is
declare.
that 16 hours?
Oh, that's an hour. Mage armor's an hour.
Mage armor. Pop.
I acknowledge your mage armor.
Let's
Thank
say
you,
okay.
armor.
Acknowledge
What
your
does
mage
mage
armor.
armor give you?
Are there?
+4 armor bonus.
Shield will be 1 minute.
It
Plus
does.
4 shield.
Oh yeah, I'm not popping shield yet.
Just remember that mage armor does not stack with your current armor.
Which is not very high.
Yes,
But it does stack. It does attach to my touch AC.
Yes,
That's
that's the big one.
But I can only take 2 out of that 4 because my touch AC can't surpass my actual AC.
Yes, it can.
No, one of his things. actually prevent that.
Under the rules of your new stance, the benefits from
Ah.
your new stance cannot exceed your touch AC.
Not a stance, but yes, I get what you. My
Power,
guild,
yes.
Yeah, you fell
Break
into
power.
load for a moment.
so. So I'll just put down my.
Temporary touch AC with that.
Okay.
Grandier, if you want to cast your death words, keep that in mind.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
Does
When
Plot
it's-
do
Evil
it
only
now
last
or
a short
do it
period of
wait?
time?
Okay.
On your turn.
Let's take initiative and get the initiative chart built.
But I thought we were trying to figure out the punches real quick. The quick. bumps.
Yeah. On your first round, if you have any other things that are in the hours per level, declare those on top of what you're doing in that round.
Well, I'm not imagining that's what I'm checking. Like Prod Evil, I don't know how long that lasts.
Minute per level.
Okay, and then it's Plod, Evil, Blade, Guard, stuff like that.
Okay. Issa, initiative.
Alright, so now my AC is equal to my touch.
So 12.
Wait, does it also affect
Huh? Grandier,
9.
what is your initiative bonus?
0.
Flat-footed has no dex.
Yeah. So
Gauss,
I'll give you a guess.
1.
Pretty close.
Well, I don't.
Seven.
Worry about it. I can't be flat foot.
What's your initiative bonus?
3.
Not enjoying these initiative rolls, gotta say.
Alec,
22.
22.
Ricardo,
20.
Van,
23.
Rael.
17.
You guys
What is your
rolling so
initiative
low.
bonus?
7.
For my initiative.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
I still need my death word.
I'm going first.
Okay.
Okay.
Issa, do you have any spells in the realm of 10 minutes per or hours per level that you wish to declare at this point?
No, all minor minutes, bro.
Okay. Grandier, same question.
Sorry, I was reading one of the spells.
Do you have any spells in the realm with the duration of hours per level or minutes per level? 10 minutes per level that you wish to declare.
I was going to declare magic vestment.
Magic vestment. Okay, adjust your sheets accordingly. Gauss, same question. You have mage armor. Anything else?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
No? Okay.
Hold on. Is invisibility?
I believe invisibility is 10 minutes per level.
Okay.
Or a minute per level.
Yeah.
So
Let me
that'll
double
be-
check on that. Otherwise, yeah.
Okay, I'll circle back to you in a second. Alec?
I think obviously
I
it's
will
daylight,
have a mage
but
armor
it's gonna be
propped
cold.
off, and I will also take a potion of protection from evil before we go in.
That's a shorter.
Yeah, that's a shorter duration. So we're
Then
gonna
I will cast it. It's
Still
still
short
10 minutes. It's 10
that'll be
minutes per
that'll be
Yeah,
10 minutes per
invisibility is
level.
one
That'll be
minute.
10
Oh,
minutes
okay.
for you because that's fine since you're casting it.
Invisibility is 1 minute per level, so no.
It's only one
Okay.
per vial.
I already took my mage arm.
Pass.
I've already done my hours and minutes. I'm down to 8 minutes per level and a minute per level. So I'm gonna save the protect from evil, just as we're opening the door.
Okay, that's good. And Rael?
I would like to use my vial of holy weapon balm on both my dagger, my +2 dagger,
Okay.
and my dagger of the Shadowlands,
Okay.
and I will
what
sheath
you
them.
should be
So the next time I use them
I
in
know.
attack,
Yep.
I will have that. I would also like to use a true striking potion, which is also when I make an attack successfully and hit, that it would work. Or
You get a
it's
plus
just
20 when you-
plus
when you
20 to
attack,
hit.
you get
Yes,
plus 20.
I'm a cleric.
And then I will ready in action to use my shield potion for when we are at the door,
That's sad.
or actually
We're going in.
when we're going in.
Okay.
That way I can maximize the amount of rounds using it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to tactical out how bad this is.
Okay, I need to get the initiative table organized. So you have about 5 minutes to finalize an open discussion of tactics. Okay?
Alright.
After that 5 minutes, I'm going to call to a close, and then we're going to initiate the
Real quick
the
initiative. Out of all of us, who's first and second and third, real quick? Out of all of us, at least?
Out of the group,
First,
I have Van at a 23, followed by Alec at a 22,
Okay.
followed by Ricardo at a
Okay.
20. Next would be Rael with a 17. I will note that Rael has a bonus to his initiative currently because he tied with a
I know, there's somebody
potential,
else.
potential enemy with a 17. After Rael is Issa, then Grendir, then finally Gauss. Gauss, you are the bottom of the initiative. Absolute bottom.
Alright.
I do have a
Alright.
question right now. If Asher has his own character sheet, why doesn't he have his own role for initiative?
Because he operates on Sierra's initiative.
Okay,
Same thing as Sherman did.
that was a legitimate question.
Yep. Some DMs and some druid builds, depending on the interpretation of the significance of the creature, they will have the animal companion its own initiative slot because the animal companion does
Higher
have
dex bonus.
higher dex bonus and has access to improved initiative under its feat tree.
Next one.
I found that it's easier to kind of group player and controlling NPCs into one initiative slot
Makes sense.
because I also group enemies into initiative slots.
Okay.
Right? Are there any other questions about initiative or functions?
We'll be using this initiative if it goes into combat rerolling.
Okay. The table is now open to a freeform discussion while I organize
Okay.
notes.
If this comes down to combat, everyone but you.
I mean, if
I don't speak Draconic. If anybody here,
He's not wrong.
if it comes down to combat, everyone but you, I need you to fall back behind me about as far as legally possible so that it doesn't count as, leaving me behind.
Understood.
You're a striker like me. We can hit this thing. I suggest we hit it hard, fast. I don't speak bird either.
I was gonna say, I don't know if kobolds have lips, but
It actually just sounds like kobold. Wait, why don't you just use your message? Alec.
Okay, so do you have any thoughts on what's about transpiring?
So if we go in here and we talk to him and find out what
Oh.
he wants,
Uh-huh.
who do we want? I mean, I have no problem going up and talking to him first, but bringing you in, I don't want.
Unfortunately, he's the guy to talk to him because he's
Let
the
us just
charisma.
put it this way: if
That's what I'm
Grenadier,
saying. Game wise, mechanically.
Grenadier is going to sit there. What you say is
I'm gonna
trying
go
to barter to an equal deity. He is not going to take anything you say.
Trying to save more lives by
I can't hold it.
doing anything.
I'm just letting you know.
Doing anything. So
Right.
you can lie, Grenadier cannot. Lie.
Deal.
All right.
I will go
Are you
live.
getting?
for
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Say
100%.
whatever. I'm gonna think you're lying.
you. Sure, no
Alex.
problem. I will go live for us.
Alex,
you go.
let's try to keep the lies to a minimum because this entity has been around long enough.
I'm saying he can say the truth that he
And
believes.
sometimes your mouth is gonna write a check
FYI,
that
now
your
this is
ass can't
Steven
cash.
talking. I'm lying to Grenadier.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie to this thing. I'm going to be like, hey, I'm a follower of Hecate. I'm trying to win my graces back with Hecate. I want to find the Sword of Air for Hecate at this moment. Because guess what? I don't know what the Sword of Air does. I don't know what it does for Hecate. All I know is that it's called the right arm
It
of
grants
Hecate.
wishes.
She's pissed off at me. Maybe if I find this for her, she'll start
Maybe
talking to me
it
again.
does magic.
It's also evil.
That's all I know. So I'm going to be honest with him about that.
Okay.
And I'm a lawful evil character. If he even looks at me like that, he's
Hold
gonna be
on.
like, oh
Did I
shit.
just hear that correctly?
He just admitted being a lawful evil character to
I'm
everyone.
pretty
So
sure
this
I
is
did.
Steven talking. Fuck all of you. This is.
You gotta stay in Alec mode, man.
You kept that for what? Almost like 7 months. You missed
So
some stuff, Tom. Plot.
At what point
That was quick.
is everyone's line on hail no or out or attack?
All right. I'll do you one better.
May I
Come.
I apologize for interrupting. May I propose an alternate? Rather than anyone setting a line, there should be some kind of reaction that somebody does where they say their line has been crossed. So in that case, say like you could have a key phrase like
Yo, that butters my biscuits,
Wait.
bro.
yeah, like butters my biscuits
That really
or
grinds my
or
gears.
grinds my gears.
Wait, are we
and that
talking
would
safe words?
and that
Yeah.
effectively you have a safe word for when your character is like I'm no longer comfortable with this bargain, move forward to combat without actually initiating combat.
That's fair.
That I think you should propose
I like
because
that.
everybody's individual line is going to be different,
Yeah.
and
Well-
it may be subjective in the
100%.
moment.
I'm
But I
basically
will respect it.
Yeah.
I'm basically gonna say this.
Thank
If
you.
people keep leaving me on the front line to take all the damage myself, you're really gonna butter my biscuit.
Okay, so
I don't like how he put that. It's like, oh,
No.
that sounds like a you problem.
no.
Because even you have
If
to
it-
admit, you've been left on the front line by yourself
Oh,
one too many
100%.
times.
100%.
So if we have to retreat,
Josh, shut up. I'm trying to talk.
Jamie's trying to make a point. I mean,
I
it is
agree.
open table.
no, I'm saying, but if we have to retreat, should we all retreat together?
Hold
Go
on.
ahead, Jamie.
Jamie?
We don't listen to kitchen talk. We listen to table talk.
I'm not in there yet.
If it comes to a Gaius, which one of us is willing to fulfill the Gaius?
You are.
Depends
Meet my friend.
on
That depends
what
on the
he's
game.
asking, and it
Yeah.
even requires a Gaius. We're all assuming.
This is I'm just saying like contingencies. Like if he wants to sacrifice, we have a sacrifice on deck. If it requires a Gaius, and it only requires one person to fill the Gaius.
Depends on what it
I'm
is.
willing to take it.
Under,
anyway.
so under the rules of Gaius, he may be able to affect multiple
That's my
creatures.
fault.
Yeah.
So I think.
But
shouldn't have
if
done
we
that.
can contingency to only having one individual willingly fill the Gaius out and not
It
affect
depends
How
on
they
what
fit
it
it.
is.
I understand that,
Yeah.
and I'm still trying to make that point.
Okay.
So I think the way you should be prepared to negotiate is if you can reduce the number of people affected by the quest.
I'm trying, but it's basically what I'm
Hold on,
trying to
what's
do.
that already said?
Yeah, so reduce the number of people affected down, and as the evilness of the quest goes up, we become selective with who will be adopting it.
That's basically what I'm trying to do. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get body counts,
So-
whether it be alive or in terms of manipulation.
So what I'm hearing is you want to kind of set up some kind of hierarchy of people who are, I'm willing to get 1,000 souls from hardworking men who are just trying to feed their families, all the way down to we just need to go kill a couple people. And it doesn't really matter who, they could be evil people or no.
The lower the body count, the better.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
I mean, I agree with that.
Van will state that because of his condition, if someone has to be put under a gas, he will be willing to take it because he's on borrowed time anyways. His line of being crossed, though, is if any possession is attempt during negotiations, that's on him, and he obviously knows, he's going to attack.
Oh, of course.
Because that's a clear violation of peaceful negotiations.
All right. Now that's a good point.
I
Now that-
agree.
Now that Van has stated what his line is, what is everyone's line?
Well, I will reiterate again as the dungeon master is that you may draw the line here, but depending on his attitude and what he says, your line may shift. So that's why I was saying is.
Well, I was trying to make it more like a flexible thing,
Yeah.
not like a hey, I don't want, you know, Lou is getting gayest against his will.
Lou
I'm
would
like,
be
that's my line.
Yeah, Lou's like, I don't want to kill any good aligned dragons.
Yeah.
Right? Or something along those lines. But if it's like, slaughter 1,000 evil kobolds, sign me up. But what I'm saying is, rather than setting a baseline for where your line is, come up with a, for lack of a better term, safe word for when your line gets crossed. Because in the moment of negotiation, you may find that his demeanor, his attitude, what he wants, what if he threatens you, all these other kinds of things, how far he wants you to go. He could have you he could have you go to the Razor Coast, right? Like he could ask for the boat, and Van would just be like, "Nope, that's my line." Not even something I considered, but
That's 10
nope, that's
feet
my line.
beyond his line.
Yeah, that's 3 lines down the pole.
Dan would hate to lose the boat, but
Yeah.
I see the example.
But what I'm saying is your line's going to shift through the course of negotiations. Somebody who's lawful good or chaotic good, your line may be wildly moving, whereas somebody, not to be mean, like Alec, his line's going to be relatively more firm, in my opinion.
I think that's reversed. I think his line is probably all over the place.
All right.
All
To
right.
go off what you're saying,
So, yeah.
I think
It
his
says-
line probably won't move that much.
if I say black powder,
Play the character.
I am then going to follow up with an attack. My line was crossed.
All right.
Keep
So
that
it
in
sounds like the safe word is black powder.
For me.
Well, I do want to remind everybody, while I do have a line, I am currently under the payment of Van to be here. If Van tells me to attack, I will be forced to attack, unless somebody wants to pay me 5 gold.
I'll give you 1 platinum just so you can think freely.
No, because then I'll be under whatever you tell me to do.
Hey,
You
here's
gotta
a-
get it right. You
here's
gotta say mercenary.
Here's a platinum.
Done for hire.
Here's a platinum. You're now under orders to think freely for yourself.
You care to counter me?
Oh, I don't care. Grotto, you're a big man.
Alright, I'm going home, guys. Take it easy.
All right, later.
I understand. I wouldn't want to die either.
Oh, I don't mind dying.
All right, Alec. What's your safe word, Alec?
I think the group needs 1 word. So I think black powder is a good word. Kind of homages back to Yawa Nakamori. And it also kind of represents the powder keg situation.
There's also it's.
Why
unlikely
can't we
he would
just
know
say
that.
what would Uru Glow do?
How about heavy metal?
Because I think Uru Glow was the first guy to
One-way
go.
ticket.
That's my line. Yeah,
Something
one-way
like that.
ticket.
That's what I was
like
going
it.
for,
Yeah,
something
one-way
around
ticket. One-way ticket.
You know I'm on a 1-way ticket.
Yeah, that's a
You're
one-way
cruising
ticket
for
right
cruising
there.
for on
That's
your
fine.
one-way ticket.
So Issa, everybody has to drink because she was being spoken over. She would
Sorry.
like to bring something up as our master note keeper. She may have something worth noting.
Yeah, you guys asked
Well, we
earlier why we were going in there to talk to him.
Pretty sure I did. Yes.
I was trying to look for it. I didn't have it. I marked it now, so we have.
I
it for
appreciate
future
it.
reference. Is it was from a vision that Grenadier had, but it was a shared vision for all of us. It says we'll have to fight the Wyvern twice. There's not a lot of written information for the Mirror, but there are entities that have knowledge. And we asked what entity inside has information on the Sword of Air. And that's when it says, descended down a cavernous hole with the sun at our back. In the explorations, we find 2 large-sized sarcophagi. In one, there is a shadow repulsed by the light. With the light empowering you, the shadow will answer you. In the vision, none of us is casting the light, but it descends with us.
Yeah, we're not casting this light.
So it's going to answer us regardless.
So it's going to answer us. Should at least.
Yeah, that answer could be
So
Can I
done.
make
remember-
an intelligence
Hold on.
check or something like that?
Let her finish.
Sorry.
Yeah, well,
You spoke over her drink.
I didn't, but I'll drink anyway.
No, if you remember, we're supposed to. The light makes it more docile, so that would. So it may just answer the questions we have for it.
Still diplomatic. Is it?
So-
Let's do it.
Just for
You
everybody's
requested a
knowledge.
roll. You wanted to roll a knowledge religion.
Intelligence, knowledge, religion, whatever. It don't matter to me, but I mean, it's probably not going to happen. That'll be a 13.
You honestly don't know if he's going to be open to questions immediately, or if he may get to a point where he surrenders and is willing to answer questions, or you don't know if there is a state that he would be considered subdued at which you would be able to answer questions. You don't know.
Yeah, it could be like we walk up there, we just like, kick the barrel one time. It's like, oh, okay, here's the answers.
Did we find a second sarcophagus yet? Or
You have
a
not.
one?
But we also didn't go down the wyvern hole.
You did. That was where the wyvern fight was.
I thought we were in the wyvern fight. The wyvern came up from one hole. This guy was in a different hole.
Yes, but when I went into the group chat and posted all the loot from the wyvern fight, there was nothing really significant from the wyvern horde other than loot.
Okay.
So,
Well, in
I
the
just-
group chat, I never saw it in the wyvern hole.
Yeah.
Those rooms that we didn't go to, we went to. Off
Yes.
Problem with plot railroad.
Yes.
Another, now that that's been pointed out, we know that it might become more docile when we open the door or whatever we have to do. If he just outright gives us these answers, if we ask him, nothing says that he won't just give it to us in a riddle
Or a lie.
or a lie.
Hey guys, I do want to point it out here, just to cover it. Yes, the light is making this guy more docile. You know what? Chains around a bear's neck make a bear more docile. Does not stop it from mauling you.
Doesn't not make it a bear.
I mean, we never expected it to be easy, or at the very least, not with weapon in hand.
All right, well,
With that, Van knocks on the door.
let's go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I would have been continuing, but
No, you could-
That's
as
fine.
we were going.
You guys would have had at most 5-6 rounds to buff, whatever puts you just inside of however many you need.
Bullshit.
Okay. So anything at this point, we'll say anything that requires minutes is up, and we'll say it's you have full duration because I'm not going to cherry pick.
Oh,
You
you
know.
lost 2 rounds.
Yeah, I'm not going to cherry pick 2 or 3 rounds across a 60, 70, 80 round duration. All right. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine. So basically, when we walk in, everything is started.
If
You
my
do.
con goes up by +2, how much does that give
Just
me?
draw vertical lines separating them and start a new tally here.
Con goes up +2.
I'm doing bears endurance.
So
What's your actual class level? 8. You gain 16 your maximum hit points goes up by 16, and your current hit points go up by 16.
No.
If
it's con score went by 2, so it's 1.
no, Bear's Endurance is 4, which
No,
is
it's 4.
a temporary 2.
He asked me something.
Yeah. Yeah, so your total hit points go up by 16,
Mhm.
your current hit points go up by 16. If, at any point in time, that spell ends and you have less than 16 hit points, you drop to negatives.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep that.
Okay?
So he might just die outright.
So keep that in mind. If, for some reason, you're at 7 hit points, and
That drops.
he drops a disjunction or a greater dispel or dispel and targets that and removes it, your current and maximum shift back down 16 points. Okay? So it acts as a buffer, but if you're inside the buffer when it ends,
You just outright die.
You don't
Could
outright
die.
die, but you could die depending on your con score.
I think for him, he might just outright die.
Yep.
Wizards aren't known for their health, so yes.
Yeah, with that.
Actually get to this room, I will establish marching order.
Okay.
Gauss.
Right. So, as we've already established, mage armor is in play.
Yep.
Shield will also be cast.
Okay.
The moment we're opening the doors, because that lasts minutes per level, which is a good 8 minutes. You know, like 48 rounds. Pretty decent.
80 rounds, but yeah.
Math is hard.
Yeah. Okay, so mage armor, shield. Anything else? Resist energy.
Resist energy, because I was trying to look that up. I think it's like 10 minutes per level.
Yeah, it's gonna last a while. Which
Yeah.
energy type?
Fire. Because it's the most common energy.
Negative necrotic.
There's no such thing.
Not an energy type of Pathfinder. DM boon. Pick cold.
Pick cold. Obviously, cold.
Yeah,
because
undead
I'm-
are known for their ability to deal cold damage.
Just
Yes.
the initial.
So resist energy cold,
Okay.
which I cast upon myself and
plus 20.
Isa.
If you're gonna
Isa?
hit,
Okay.
probably
Now, at your current level,
If you
what
don't-
resistance is that? Is it 10 or 20?
20.
Okay, so you have resist 20 cold, and you have resist 20 cold. Anything else?
Yes.
Okay.
Because at the last minute, I'm drinking what's that word? Protection from evil
Potion.
potion.
Okay.
Because I
That'll
only
last
have 2
1
left.
minute.
I know, unfortunately.
Alright, so that's only 10 rounds. So
I
just
know.
everyone, I guess with that, moving forward, the one thing I will request, note the difference between casting it yourself, having a party member cast it for you, and drinking it from a potion.
Yep.
If you have any questions about duration or how long it's going to last, please speak up.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Any other closing remarks?
I'm relatively sure that is it. I'm gonna look for invisibility, even though I don't think that does anything. I want to cast it anyway,
Are you
assuming
wondering-
it lasts at least a minute per level.
The duration for invisibility?
Yes,
I believe it's minute or 10 minutes per level.
that'd be
But
nice.
greater
Invisibility?
invis is only rounds.
Regular
Nah.
visibility is
1 minute per level.
Greater
Right.
invisibility is
Rounds.
Then I'd cast it anyway.
Alright, so you are invisible.
Yes.
Okay. Alec?
I have Protection of Evil casted on me. I have Shield and Mage Armor and Bear's Endurance casted on me.
Okay.
And that's I will not crack the sun thing that he gave me,
Okay.
but I'm good.
Any other closing remarks?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Also, resistance, which is a cantrip,
+1 to saves.
lasts only 1 minute, but I want to cast that at the very last minute.
That's fine.
Agreed.
Alright, so you do
Same.
that as well?
Yeah, it's a cantrip. Might as well.
Okay.
+1 to save, so I'll take it.
Ricardo?
I have mage armor and bear's endurance.
Okay. Anything else?
Shield.
Oh, and apparently I
Bullshit.
Give you a shield potion too.
I haven't taken the shield potion yet.
He has not said bull strength.
And I did say bull strength. I said bull strength and mage armor.
I thought you said bear's endurance.
Yeah, bull strength. Excuse me.
Okay.
And my last declaration, somebody forgot to put death ward on me.
What?
That's it.
We're not supposed to do it when we get in. We discussed that.
We'll come back to that in a second.
That was my declaration. Enter.
Okay. Alright,
Yep.
so before the doors get open, you interrupt Grinder and say, hey, before these doors open, I'd like a Death Lord.
Well,
Please.
because isn't it 1 minute per level?
No, not please, now.
Yeah, it's 1 minute per level. That's 88 turns.
Yep. Van?
Mage armor, ablative barrier, mutagen, absorb toxicity, heightened
No,
awareness, blur shield, catch grace, and protect evil as I'm opening doors, like the full 10 rounds.
Okay.
That was him.
I know.
I'm sorry, and other
That's
closing
so
remarks?
horrible.
So movies pick him.
We can do this, guys.
No, we can. But we don't want to.
Drinking protection, pot of prod evil and the shield potion, so
Okay.
I can maximize on the amount of time. And I look squarely at Grander and say, "You owe me if we live."
Wait,
Okay.
Why?
I have 1 platinum.
Man, I had 2 death
That
wards.
it?
Guess I know which one is going to where.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Two
Lisa?
on me.
Yeah.
Alice was in Barrett Endurance, Aspect of the Falcon, Strong John Asher, the
Atavism.
Atavism, Full Strength on him, and then as we're walking in, I'll pop give Asher a shield potion. I'll take a Prod Evil and a shield potion as well.
Okay.
Okay, and then we need your help, Captain. The Prod Evil is deflection, right?
Yeah. So because it's a spell, it'll stack with the way I rule it. It'll stack with your rings of protection because those are item bonuses versus spell bonuses.
Oh shit.
So they stack with my touch AC then? My mage armor and shield?
Those do, yes,
Okay.
because one's armor and one's shield. But her question is, since protection from evil is a deflection bonus, does it stack with a ring of protection? And my answer, or my ruling, is yes, because their sources are different.
Okay.
One being an item, one being a spell. If you had two spells offering a deflection bonus, you take the better of the two. Same thing with armor or an item. If you had two items offering a deflection bonus, you take the better of the two.
Okay.
So at current we could have like a 28 AC.
Yes, it does seem reasonable to be in the high 20s, low 30s kind of range right now.
Just like make sure.
Okay,
Tom's question.
that does seem accurate.
Did I cast shield?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Okay.
Sorry, Tom. Tom was trying to talk all the time.
What I'd like to know is, and this is just for calculating combat before we get into it, so that way I can give you a faster answer. Are these characters considered large or larger?
They are. Everybody who is not in the party is currently large or larger.
Okay, only because I still have Big Game Hunter, and you understand that that's important.
Yes, +2 to hit and damage.
+1 to hit, +2 to damage.
Sure. Got it. Any other questions?
Other than the fact that I want to cast Death Ward, but I'll wait.
Okay, so you have 2 death wards.
Mhm.
Who are you putting them on?
One on Ricardo.
Okay.
Are you sure not one of those? You're gonna be like,
I mean, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I recommend one on yourself and one on Ricardo.
Yeah.
Because you're the healer, you need to stay up.
Well, because his channel.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
slap myself with it.
Okay.
And I
I'm gonna miss you, Rael.
touch.
I'm gonna miss you
Ricardo.
too.
All right. What's the duration on Death Ward?
Death Ward lasts
Minute.
a minute per level.
Okay. So again, in this case, for this fight and for this fight only, unless otherwise stated, assume that Death Ward is a permanent duration. Okay.
so I drink my potion of death ward.
So
Not possible. It's 4th level spell.
Scroll of death ward. I drink it.
Suppository.
What he said.
Smoke it.
so
Roll it up.
Adamant
Item ca-
protection from evil
Man,
and
smoking
shield
scrolls would be
and
awesome.
Yes.
But
So
the
shield.
I would be
the
afraid
shield
of
one
staying
gives a
up
shield
with
bonus, so
you.
that one's gonna go.
And then because this is a deflection, but it's not an item bonus, it's going to stack here.
Dimensional
And
anchor.
then atavism.
Counts as survive. It's been good knowing you.
Because that is just a generic spell bonus, it will apply with all of them.
No.
So-
Shame about
Which would be an
that.
extra plus 10. That means your
Yeah,
current
radar.
AC is 33.
When we come back, there's 2 kobolds in trench coat.
Yeah.
We'd have 2 attacks.
Alright, are we ready?
Okay, and then
Oh, I've been
Hold on.
recording.
Yeah, we're still recording.
No, I know. I'm saying, are we ready? You got a little something right here.
You've got cheese in the.
And
Oh,
then-
no, it's just the beard.
2 hit
Oh, yeah, it's
okay,
just a
guys,
piece
that's
of-
just-
Oh, so you're
No.
balding right there.
Yeah, it's like I said, I need to replace it. It's getting to a point. I just washed it
That's
again,
when
so
he-
it's starting
That's
to
why you
fall
should
apart.
go to
No.
work.
That's why he took the
And
name.
replace it.
Don't listen to that.
Okay,
Okay, I knocked on the door.
you knock on the door.
Housekeeping.
How do you knock on the door?
Housekeeping.
The door in front of you, all 30 feet on both sides, remember the door was 60 feet wide, break open and begin to shudder for a second, and then they open towards you this way.
Shit,
It
I was
takes
right up
you
there.
it takes you a few moments to kind of shuffle out of the way, but the doors open this way into the Cyclopean deeps away from the tomb.
Well, that's
Immediately in front of you, you see a sea of blood, guts, and bones. It is roughly 30 feet deep, and it covers the 60-foot gap across this field of blood, guts, sinew, and bone is another massive sized stone door reinforced with steel and brass, just as the other door is. I need everyone to make a will save. This is an evil curse effect.
I win.
Does it count as a spell save?
This is a spell, yes.
Enchantment.
Auspicious market. Yeah, now you got a 4. Keep fucking commenting on my shit.
I didn't comment on anything, buddy. I sighed when I
Okay.
saw
His noise.
Starting with Issa and working our way around, we're going to get final results. Issa,
35.
pass.
25.
Pass.
I pass.
You guys about to
Did
get
you roll
fucked
that
up.
20?
I rolled like a 25.
I need a final result, Lou.
It's
I'm pretty
different
sure it
from
said 25. Was it will save?
A will save.
You guys about to get fucked up.
26.
Pass.
23.
Fail.
Fuck. Here's the fuck up. 14.
Fail.
You guys about to get fucking hurt.
18 actually.
Fail.
Still pretty good.
5.
Wait. Sorry.
There's no way.
I rolled a natural 1.
That auto fails. Okay. Everyone who fails,
26.
We're second.
You would have
26 pass.
Oh yeah, no, I said
No, I
25.
rolled a natural 1.
We're second.
I say dominated.
All right.
Please be gentle.
Fear effect.
I apologize.
No, you don't.
bet.
Everyone who fails, your strength score, your con score, and your dex score are reduced by 6.
Thank you for the death ward.
It
Strength,
supersedes
con, what?
death ward. This is not negative energy.
Okay.
Strength on a what?
All your physicals.
Dex.
Strength, con, and dex.
So it's equivalent to like a fatigue almost. But
The ability score goes down, or the
Yes.
ability modifier goes down?
Your ability score.
Both.
It's
So your
everyone on this
your
side of the
score
room.
is going to go down by 6, which means your modifier is going to go down by 3.
So I'm a 1
You have a
No, we
1.
did have a 1.
now.
I have a 2.
I have a 7 technically
I have
in my strength.
Okay.
So we're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally walking away now.
Yeah, we are.
There's no
we
way
are
we're doing this.
We're walking away after that.
Like walking in, we're all gonna die.
I will
Our
walk-
main damage dealer's done.
All right. Would anybody like to roll spellcraft?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
mage
Somebody roll
actually
spellcraft.
This is going to be a DC 28.
I got a 28.
Pass.
I win.
Huh? All right. Well, with a 28, this was the
29.
result of a bestow curse greater,
Yes.
which was the result of opening the door. Rather than adjusting a single score down by 4, the greater version has allowed your 3 physicals to be reduced by 6.
Remove curse would remove.
Just
A
leave.
remove curse, if you
Ah.
succeed on the caster level check, would lift it.
Hold on. What does Van got to say on the
We
subject?
got like 6 people that needs it.
What does Van have to say?
I want to hear what Van has to say on the subject.
Needs it.
So yesterday we were there for like 4 or 5 hours. Then we did the rest of the day. We did a long rest. We're at the point where the biscuit's in, so the greater restoration is floating in our system.
That's a luck roll if I ever
Yes.
heard it.
So I'm not worried about it. But that should fix it.
We
That's Van's logic.
Hold on.
Roll spellcraft.
Sure.
We have to take a long rest for the biscuit to take effect.
We've already had a long
We've already
rest.
had a
24
long rest, dude.
hours
We have to
for
wait
biscuits.
24
We have
hours
to take
rest no
another
matter
long
what.
rest for the biscuit to take effect
34.
again.
34. You know for a fact that the wording of bestow curse and bestow curse greater are that the ability scores are reduced. This is not damage. This is not drain.
Yes.
Greater restoration will have no effect on these
That's
reductions.
fair.
In this case, there is some form of contingency and or task that must be done in order for the curse to be removed.
Like
You could
curse.
attempt to analyze that from the wording upon the door, or break enchantment, dispel magic greater.
Or
Remove curse.
Remove curse is not powerful enough. You will need break enchantment Dispel Magic Greater,
I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's guts in
Limited
the
Wish,
fucking
Wish
thing.
Miracle, and Disjunction in order to lift the curse.
I'd like to
Well,
argue
yeah.
that several regular
on.
Dispel Magics
on.
might do the trick too.
Maybe.
Wasn't Dispel Magic Greater just Dispel Magic but for everyone?
And
No,
Mag-
Dispel
plus
Magic
10.
Greater is a 6th level spell.
Okay.
And when you say do a check to do what now?
You could attempt to lift the curse via its verbatim, which is once you fulfill some kind of purpose or act, the curse will be lifted.
Yeah.
An example of this could be like if you were cursed. I'm going to use an example from Witcher 3. No spoon you have shall sate you. So in this case, there was an example where there was a wight of
Use a
sorts
fork.
who was cursed into a horrid appearance, and so their Geralt of Rivia had to kind of circumvent the wording of the curse in order to lift it. So.
Okay.
In this case, you would need to analyze the inscription on the door in order to attempt to figure out what you need to do in order to lift the curse. So I will repeat the wording. A curse of hunger is laid upon any so hungry for my arcane knowledge. A curse of thirst to those who thirst for my wisdom. A curse of pain for those who would seek my strength.
A curse of thirst.
And there's a entire room full of blood and guts.
This is correct.
I
Well-
wonder what that could be, guys.
Can I roll an intelligence check or something?
Yes.
So then I'll
If
take
I have to disembowel myself, I'm
25.
limping my way out of here. Fuck that
Okay.
shit.
With a 25, you come to the conclusion that the curse is somehow associated with communing with Shiramabi. From that, you can kind of extrapolate that if you were to approach him and fulfill some kind of discussion where you don't ask him for anything, you don't request anything of him, and so in this case, you do not hunger for his knowledge, you do not thirst for his wisdom, and you do not seek his strength. If you were somehow to fulfill those 3 requirements, the curse would be lifted.
Hi, my name's Ricardo. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Or
Yeah.
whoever passed goes in and talks. The ones who failed can't talk
Gotta
to
get
him
my
and
ass
ask him
kicked
for anything.
first.
Still
Alright, so to reiterate, since I haven't drawn this out,
Makes sense.
I want to, since we're doing this aspect as theater of the mind, I want to reiterate some things. The doors opened towards you, towards the Cyclopean Deeps. On the other side, upon fully opening, the greater curse was bestowed upon the party. Only those who failed had the curse afflicted upon them. Anyone else who passed, it is save negates. So there are members of the party who managed to save. Because of the level of the curse,
I couldn't save if I wanted to.
nat 20 always passes.
So I could crit.
There are, based off the analysis of the curse, you guys know that remove curse simply is not strong enough in order to lift this, and there are higher tiers of magic that must be performed. I will, as a DM boon, remind you that the Ring of 3 Wishes has the power with one wish to remove the curse from everyone afflicted under the rules of wish. You can use it to remove some kind of baleful effect or circumstance upon the party.
Do we want to waste a wish, though?
No, but he wants us to race a wish.
I'm not saying that it needs to be used and or wasted. I'm saying that, to my knowledge, based off what the party has, that is an immediate get out of jail free card
It is.
that can affect everyone, as per the raw.
Alright, so may I put in the consequence now is either we use the wish and we go into confrontation, or we don't use the wish.
And we go into confrontation. Or we don't use a wish and we leave. Or we do use the wish and we leave.
Yeah, so I mean it's the
We have
9
4
teams.
options.
Yeah. So what does the party want to do, especially the ones who have been cursed? You are away.
Walk away.
The floor will recognize your proposal. I'm going to finish doing my recount, and then I'm going to come back to you.
Okay.
Okay. So after the doors were open and the curse was inflicted, you saw that there is a 60-foot wide and 30 foot deep, 6 squares. Effectively, valley, sea, just anything that is on the floor is covered with blood, guts, bones. And beyond that mass, there is another door that looks to be almost precisely replicated and exact to the one you just opened. So there is a second door that you now must open before proceeding further into the tomb. Okay? Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
The table recognizes Grandier.
Alright, second thing though. Does any writing appear on the second door that we can see because of the sunlight?
From this distance, you cannot see any writing appear on the second door. You are 30 feet away from it.
Okay.
I will reiterate that the first set of writing to appear on the first door was diminutive in nature, almost handwriting-like. So you, in order to approach the door and begin looking for it, you would need to come within 10 feet.
Okay.
So, you have a question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pause, write it down, make some notes, don't forget it. You wanted to propose something to the party.
Yes. So what is our decision now? Do we use the wish and heal ourselves? Go in? Do we not use the wish? Go in? Not use the wish? Leave? Those are our, the options I've seen so far. Because wish is the only thing that we have that is able to get. Because I have nothing that can cure you. As the healer, this is my main thing. You all are going to die if you get hit by anything. Correct? What is your con at right now?
Oh, my con's okay. I'm at a 12.
Didn't you put?
My strength's out of 1.
Okay, so
You're encumbered, actually,
Yeah.
because you really can't even
I'm just sitting
carry
down right
yourself
now.
to carry
I'm
your
sitting
own
down
weight.
right now.
Yeah.
I can't move. Really.
you're not even. You're just.
You're
chilling
not,
on
you're
the
not
floor.
even sitting down. You're face first. In the
You're
ground.
you are dragging yourself.
You have
With
become
that-
potato.
Quick clarification: who actually has the ring? Do you have the ring equipped, or is it simply on your person?
On a necklace on my, around my neck, under my arm.
Okay, so it is not equipped, but you do have it
I got
accessible. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that it's not in a bag of holding, which is a standard action to retrieve.
Correct.
Okay, so with that being said, Granger has proposed a question to the table. Gauss, comments? We're looking for sound bites right now.
Yes, no, that was literally. House, come out.
Okay.
Let us leave, and I'm gonna struggle to pull the door closed and fail to do so because I'm come out.
All right, Alec.
I need to be fixed before I can do anything.
I passed the save, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, I know good and better near you.
All
Everyone on
right.
this
So
side.
you put forward. We need to be fixed before we do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, Ricardo.
No comment, Pastor.
No comment. Van.
There are 2 ways to fix this. We can use the ring, or get the information without actually asking information and let him volunteer it. There are 2 ways, as the inscription says, and as Meta, as the DM clarified.
He's docile.
So there are 2 ways. I don't care if we want to use the ring,
Granger doesn't-
but I do want to proceed forward because this is why we came here.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean we have to today.
Okay.
That's my fault.
All right, Rael.
Turn tail and run.
Turn tail and run. Issa.
I feel as though this is just like the Hell Widow fight, and I don't want to decide we want to come back here again after we already wasted all these resources in order to do this. So I would say, first up, I did have a question about the room.
Okay.
How tall is this thing?
80 feet. So she does bring forward an excellent point. Anything that was considered a potion that you consumed is now wasted, and that will take Van not a long time, but it will require the expense of resources in order to re-up on them.
The potions? I don't have a potion. My archetype got rid of that.
Oh.
These were just stuff we picked up over time.
Well, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
All right.
You can always buy them.
That would require a trek back to Apothelastos, which would take, even with the ship,
And then
Weeks.
we would have nobody here to re-up.
3 days to get there, 3 days back, basically a
And the
week.
lights only work for the next
2
couple
days.
hours.
Yep.
Plus, we make a couple more potions to keep them going longer.
Does
So
anybody, you only had enough materials to make 5.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, actually, it's true. The only component was gold flakes instead of silver flakes in order to create more, in order to create the actual tears of the goddess.
Oh, the tears of the goddess.
So
Yes.
we could-
However, does anybody remember the penalty for letting the light go out?
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't-
do.
It can't go on for another year.
The ritual cannot be conducted again for
We have
366
another
days.
cleric to chill out to do that.
I say we use a ring,
Well,
heal up, and go get do this.
okay. So we can also think of the ring as a get out of jail free card for the fight itself. If we feel like
No,
we're not
not
going
that.
to win, we can port ourselves out.
No, that's 2 wishes off the ring that we don't need. I think just
But
healing us up
that's
is
my
enough.
that's just what I'm saying. If we like, I want to make sure that idea is in the air. If
So-
we feel like we are about to die,
I'm
and
just
it's
gonna
like the
say
end
it.
of the
We
road,
should check to see what the writing on the next door is, because I feel like if one door has something, why would it be stupid to assume the next door doesn't have something else? This one takes all your strength. The next one is going to be intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Yeah, I'd like
That's
to
a
use
very
the
good-
spyglass, see if you can.
So wasting the ring now
Okay.
would just
Be wasteful.
first it takes out the physical, then it takes out the mental, and then we're all just sitting there going,
Yeah.
even though that's already me. We should go see what's on that other door.
So you propose examining the other door.
Yes.
Then you said you pull the spyglass
And I
and
look
begin
at
to
it.
examine the other door. Roll a perception check.
You have good perception, right?
That's decent. So it's 14 plus 5.
the other thing.
You have plus 14.
I'd like to wait for the next.
No, I have more. So it's a, if I use this spyglass. So
Get ready, but don't use it yet.
19.
Okay.
I was about to say, would you want
The room's
me-
pretty big, but can I see writing?
With a 19, you find no writing upon the second door.
I see nothing.
Hold on, hold on.
Would a change in the perception help?
Expend the card.
Why don't? But you saw it. Why don't you point it out to him? You don't
Why?
need to burn a
Well,
card.
why-
What do you mean? I didn't see it already.
I thought you said something that looks like handwriting, but you can't read it.
No, he said there could be, but I can't see it because we're too far away.
Yeah.
He
I
said it
heard
could
saw
be.
handwriting, but couldn't read it.
No, I said it could be.
Could be handwriting, but too far to read it.
So what is the card?
Exactly, could be handwriting too. He doesn't see anything.
I'm just letting you know.
Alright.
Well,
This is-
whatever.
that's-
He gives
Okay.
you a plus 10 to your next perception check. In this case, this gives you a 29. With a 29, you do find that there is a similar inscription near the center of the door where the first one was.
Ah,
Yes,
So-
as you orient the spyglass the correct way.
sorry, I'm a little tired right now.
It's all right. Yeah.
It was upside
Wait,
down.
guys, what's the name? The word for friend in?
So in this case, the curse is very similar. A couple of things change.
We know.
A curse of idiocy is laid upon any so hungry for my arcane knowledge. A curse of stale for those who thirst my wisdom. And a curse of agony for those who seek my strength.
Stale for charisma. Nice. So
Can I dispel magic then?
It's the same thing, but
I don't think so, but
idiocy,
good try.
stale, and
I'm
agony.
gonna try and find out right now.
Don't. Is that a waste?
What, can I use an intelligence check or
He's
spellcraft?
asking. He's not saying he's using it. He's getting information. Information gathering.
Spellcraft check.
Okay.
A
So-
comedy.
With that, you relay that to the party. The party very quickly deduces that it may be logical that the next door afflicts the next 3 stats. Int, Wiz, and Ka.
Mm-hmm.
Cock?
Good prediction.
Ka. C-H-A.
I know.
But then
Can
he's
I-
there.
Is that something I can dispel magic? Can I?
You could.
Can I spellcraft check that or something?
You could use Dispel Magic to suppress the curse, assuming 2 things. It's activated upon the door opening, and B, Dispel Magic, I think, is medium range, so 100 feet. If you were within range. If it's close, you would need to move into the blood, I think. Actually, no, even with 25 plus 2 per level, you'd be able to do it from here. So, yeah, so assuming you're actually able to succeed on the caster level check to overcome the curse, and assuming the second text is actually a curse, medium, you would be able to suppress it long enough for a d4 rounds, which could be enough for the door to open and not trigger the curse upon the party.
Do we know how long the curse, or how far the curse afflicted us from? So, like, say we were to, like, be on the other side of the room and then open the door.
You have no idea.
Okay. Does anyone want to roll for that?
This would be a spellcraft. The DC's higher because now you're attempting to analyze the spell after it's been cast.
I can't roll that. I'm just, like,
23.
spitballing.
You're looking at like a 30.
32, 33,
Yeah, I rolled a
34.
2.
37 with a natural 20.
Okay, so the two of you putting your heads together would know that this spell is probably going to target anybody who is within line of sight to the door.
Line of sight. Oh.
Do we have any way to open it
Oh.
autonomously?
Dan does some
open-
quick
well, close
calculations.
Mage Hand. Open last
Does
time he
fog
knocked.
break line of sight technically?
Why not try knock?
Oh, it's not.
It's a spell.
Yes, but you don't think it would go so much as to separate the 7th or 8th level spell. So if you were to summon a smudge stick,
Summon a smudge stick?
yeah, you produce a smudge stick, strike
Smoke
it.
stick?
Smoke stick, same thing.
That's
Smudge
Smudge
stove.
stick, smoke stick.
I don't even know what the other one is, but
Yeah.
go on.
So if you were, if you were to start
Smoke
vaping competitively,
Hey.
there is a fairly good chance it wouldn't work. But if you were to summon an actual
Smoke
like
stick.
wall of fog or solid fog
Or fog cloud?
or a fog cloud,
Or wand of
Obscuring
obscuring mist.
Or what if we all just
Obscuring
light
mist
up a
probably
pack of
wouldn't do
arrows?
It was
you're
a
looking at
spitball.
something that it's at least 5th level or higher.
It was a spitball.
4th level or higher because solid fog is 4th.
So a
Also, you know what we do have? We have 2 walls on the left and right of us if we go out of the doorway, and if we can somehow, I don't know, throw anything and hit the door and knock.
Rael, I have a very important question I need to ask you. What is your current strength score?
We're not gonna go there.
I want to know personally.
Do I think
feel
fog
like
cloud
it's
would
like a
work?
5, maybe
What
a
level
6.
spells fog cloud?
2.
well, it's
2?
auto discovery.
You shouldn't even
So,
be able
the
to
actual
walk
spell?
with the 2 strength.
Okay, I will confirm
There's
that right
4
now.
healthy individuals that can drag my body.
I'm just saying, your running away is closely dependent on people who can carry you. He has a 2 strength. That's important information.
Some of us only have a 7.
That sounds like a
It
Bruce.
is a
I have a 1 right now.
level 2 across
I'd
the
have got
board.
hit with it.
Okay.
I
You're
wasn't
Fog
one.
cloud is normally a level 2 spell.
No, I have a
Fog cloud probably wouldn't do
What's your
it.
strength?
Solid fog
One.
would.
But, I mean,
They both
You would
need to
also
be
know
carried.
with your check that wall of force and force effects that physically block
Line of effect,
spell
basically.
effects and line of effect would be able
Meanwhile,
to
we have
overcome it
to
as
do
well.
Thank God I'm a
Okay.
physical character.
do you have wall of force?
Do you look like an archmage?
But if I walk
Maybe.
through
No, I
that-
don't have any
if I
wall
walk
of
through
force
that
abilities.
mind affecting,
Now,
I'm gonna
if-
be at 4s for most of
The only
events
person
with
to have anything
suckers.
with wall of force would have to be our mage,
Well-
Alec.
We don't have to
What?
walk through the blood or anything.
He
The wall of force stops the effect.
he can't move though. He has a 1 strength, so he can't fill somatic components.
I can't go anything until I get fixed.
So, sounds to me like,
can still
Brenda, you're
cast.
chucking a
I
rock
guess,
at a
but my
door.
wall of force only really goes around me.
In a 5-foot burst, right? Mechanically, I'm still
Yeah,
asking.
one little 5
So
foot
if we
push
all
around
just
me.
hug you, and if I hold you up, I'll hold you up by the armpits.
You
Yeah,
could
squeeze
have
into
everybody
that space.
squeeze into that space.
I know it's not something you wanted to bust out yet, but
I
this is
will-
like to Steve.
I
This could stop it.
I
It will
will-
stop it.
I will interject that if you're squeezing, you take severe penalties to other things like AC and saves because you do not have the maneuverability in space to operate normally in a combat effectiveness.
I don't think this is gonna work because not because of all that, but because I just don't want this door to open and the first thing for this guy to see is all of us hugging and things like this in a one little circle in this one little ball of magic. Like, okay, all right, we can break now. Okay, we're good.
How far is the door?
30
Almost
feet.
30 feet?
What if I sing Careless Whisper
A suggestion.
or
It's-
Unchained Melody?
It's listen, I'm just spitballing here and these are suggestions. All we can do right now is conjecture. Could could the party back up to the very first entrance and, crowd okay, can you just let me finish?
I'm allowed to move my fucking head, dude. I didn't make a noise. It didn't interrupt your conversation at all. Chill.
So back up.
Can we back out And can someone who has ranged attacks, specifically of, the physical variety, shoot at the other door to knock on it?
Yes, you can
And
scoot
then
back
break,
and then shoot the door.
break the line of sight immediately.
Yes, you could scoot back and shoot the door.
Could we try that?
Sure.
Does anyone want to willingly waste the materials and or ammunition for it?
No.
Well,
There is one individual I know that has a crossbow, but they're kind of doing their duties up on the
Two
top
of us
side.
have bows too.
Yeah.
but
So you want the group to scoot back and then
It's
shoot the
up to-
door
it's
to see
up
if
to
it
them
works.
if they
Yeah.
want to
I
do it.
can't do that
Alright, A, you
until
need
I
to
get
do
healed. I have a
Yeah.
1 strength.
B, I was gonna say, two of y'all
You're
can't
crossbow, aren't you?
move.
Yes.
All right, more than
So-
I don't care. We're leaving.
how many people failed their save?
Raise your-
Not 3 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how many people currently have a strength over 12? So that's how many people can actually lift a person fully clad, ready for combat, out of the room. That is the issue I'm having the big problem with. Moving 4 people with a strength score of 1 or 2 gonna be a little difficult.
I think we should leave.
I
Come on.
agree. The problem is leaving. Oh, you just want to leave them behind and just go. I'm not disagreeing. Right?
No, no.
If-
I
if
think
the-
I can drag people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can, as the very encumbered set, basically spend the day leaving.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We got
Well, I mean,
24 hours.
I'm not at
They can
0.
breathe in
I
a
can
bag of
still
holding,
move.
right?
Anyone
Well,
not at
the-
0
no.
can still move.
No.
So, yes, you can still move, but your carrying capacity is like maybe 10 pounds,
Yes.
which isn't even armor in most cases.
Yes.
So, you bring up you need
Granted,
24 hours.
I am
It's
basing
been
that
established that the
information off of
biscuit will
3
not solve the
Anything
situation
lower than
because
3.
Greater Curse reduces scores, not damages, nor does it
Mhm.
drain scores. So it's a slightly different wording.
And we don't have 24 hours. We have maybe 2 or 3 for how much time we have left with the light.
No. No. We gave all. What's her name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's gonna keep the light going 48 hours.
We
from
just
now.
yell out.
This
Oh.
is true, yeah.
Oh, then that's
We,
different.
And we can
just
make
need
more.
to leave, and once we leave, we could make more. But the most important thing is to leave, and maybe close the doors behind us to prevent him from leaving through an extra door that we did just happen to leave open for him.
That's a good question. Can we even close the doors again?
With everyone's current strength scores, no.
I can. I have strength of
The-
10.
Well-
these doors are thousands of pounds.
Mage hand.
So,
Mage
a
hand
polite-
and strength of 10.
A polite knock opened the door. What if we just politely knocked to close them?
Do you knock on the door?
No,
Then
because
you
I
don't
can't
know.
move.
Then you don't know.
Okay, so how about first thing we're gonna drag them like to probably the side of the door, away from
Or
like,
we could
sight.
just use the ring and continue.
Okay.
It's a very simple solution in my
Alright.
opinion, but
Here's what I would advise. Unless you got a
You go ahead.
those who did not fail their save, drag the weaklings out around the corner. You're still good to shoot an arrow, right? Then you shoot the door. If it activates, because you can just. If anyone is still affected, no one's going to be dropped to 0 and die. You're going to be. At that point, one wish can undo everything. I assume. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then if some of us are at -6 on everything, then it's just a. You're okay now. Instead of, oh great, we tracked the trap again. We gotta use another wish.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't care about the wishes. It's a resource.
Yep.
But that's what I would advise, and that's what Van's saying as he's trying to get out the door.
I
But
agree.
The one thing I did want to bring up is in my mild experience with magical traps and having gone across them several times, most of the magical traps I've encountered with don't care which freaking direction I'm going. I don't want to take another -6 to my strength, dex, and con. So we try to leave, we go over some threshold, trigger the trap again.
Thought you already said it was just because we opened the door.
I don't remember that it happened when we opened the door. I remember it happening when we went through the
Can I
door.
make
No, it happened when the door was opened. So,
Okay, whatever.
I agree with the plan. I say we should
Then yeah, we could always go back and wish, but then we will have to go through the second door eventually at some point
We
anyway.
don't need to wish.
Just drag me out and shoot the door.
Yeah, Asher can drag everybody else.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
okay. So the group backs up to a safe distance.
Yeah.
Now that the group is backed up to a safe distance, are we wishing first or shooting first?
Shooting first.
All right. Isa shoots the second door. The first set of doors begin to close.
Oh, you
Good.
son of a...
Good. That's what we want. We want all the closed doors closed. We want them locked right the hell inside.
Okay. Also,
Okay.
saying this, I think I still got the strength to
We're
put Grenadier
outside.
between them.
Yes, that is the
All right.
idea.
So the first set of doors have now closed. Everyone is back in a safe distance away from the first set of doors.
Technically, we didn't ask for anything, so curse should be gone.
Great, we just wasted all that.
Did we?
Yes, because
All
we're
of
gonna have
it.
to open the door again, so you're gonna have to pass another will save.
Which means all those little 8-minute drinks at least.
Wait till tomorrow.
We don't have half the potions.
We'll make a new one.
From who?
Yeah.
He doesn't have brew potion.
Oh.
He has craft alchemy, not
I've
brew
never had
potion.
brew potion this whole campaign.
Yeah, these are all found potions that we were collecting.
Yeah. All right. So the group backs out. The doors close. Van, you are in control of the wishing ring. Do you use wish?
Or do we knock
Can
on the
someone
door this
explain
time
the
and open
difference
this door
between
again?
Reduced and
All go in
damage
there,
and the other
knock on the
third
second
option?
door,
Yes.
get
So
that curse, and then
damage
use ring and get rid of everything.
Well,
is a
here's the
type
thing.
is a type of modifier that
If
can
you
apply to your
take another
stats.
6
When
to
your
something
stats
you
are
already wanted,
damaged,
you're dead.
They
But the
are
next-
lowered,
The next 3 are these 3.
and they recover
No,
at
we're-
one
we're
point
First set of
First
doors
set
are
of doors.
closing.
I
from
know.
one
Get
stat.
around
Guys,
the
I can't
corner.
hear everybody.
Somebody from far away.
No, we're
Shoot
exiting
that
and the
door,
first
open
set of
it.
doors are closing.
All right. 1 second. Lou has an important question. What's the difference between damage, drain, and reduction? As your stats get damaged, each stat that is damaged is lowered by a certain amount. Damage to your ability scores will recover naturally at 1 point per day. Let's say, for example, your strength and dex are damaged. Tomorrow, after a full rest, 1 point to either your strength or your dex will come back.
Mhm.
Okay. The next category up is drain, which is your stats do not come back naturally, and they need to come back magically, which is usually in the form of some higher level magic, which starts with a regular restoration. Lesser restoration does not remove ability drain. Greater restoration will restore, I think, pretty much all ability drain, and there are other spells that can emulate restoration in higher level magic to get your ability scores back.
Heal.
Per the wording of Bestow Curse and Bestow Curse Greater, you are not drained nor damaged to your ability scores. They are reduced, which is until some contingent effect is fulfilled, or you have a separate type of magic applied, like Break Enchantment, Mage's Disjunction, Limited Wish, Miracle Wish, higher level magic that can remove status effects like curses. Your stats are reduced to that level. Alright? Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. So, with that being said, the group has stepped back away from the door. Van, are you wishing the effects of the curse gone?
Before you do that, open this door again, far away so we don't get this curse on us. We go into it, open the second door. We're gonna get the curse from the second, which is the other 3 of our intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, which he already said that is most likely that's what it was. Those who fail that save, whether it's and different people or whatnot, we're gonna fail it either way. Then we use the ring and clear all of it.
So let's modify the plan. One person knocks on this door. It'd be one of the people that actually survived the save the first time.
Whoever has the best will save.
And everyone else stays behind, out of sight, hopefully far enough away That curse goes off. We then traverse into the next room, knock on the door, and then
That
Regard-
curse goes off.
Regardless of who passes or fails, there's a readied action to immediately wish all the penalties gone.
100%.
I
Okay.
agree with that. Now, out of the three of us, who has the highest will?
I think you.
I know, I'm regretting it, but 12.
Mine.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey guys, I do have to bring
What's
this up.
Asher's will? He could knock on the door.
All right.
It's mine.
Ricardo has a-
I
has
have
a point.
15.
Oh, you have the highest will.
Yeah, Ricardo has a point.
I'm gonna say this as nicely as possible.
Yeah.
Without Death Ward, we're gonna die. By the time this is all done, we won't have Death Ward. You can't cast again till tomorrow.
Another thing.
Yeah, so we just leave.
The person who has the ring,
At least for 24 hours.
what if they are affected by this and cannot use said ring?
And you take the ring off of them and you use it.
Again, what if he's also affected? What if
So
we all
it-
fail and we cannot use the ring?
If at any point in time the party gets to a point where no person can use a standard action to equip a ring, and then use a standard action to activate a spell, you are effectively TPK'd.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no UMD for the wishing ring.
Yeah. You don't need to UMD the wishing ring. It'd be like picking up a +1 club. Everyone's proficient with clubs. It's magic. You can use it.
Okay, so this is Greater Bestow Curse, right?
Yes.
This could fall under otherwise a proper high level spell that removes Greater Bestow Curse, or a dare to ask the DM in a very interesting worded way and see what happens.
No. Under the rules of Wish,
Uh-huh.
you can use one higher level wish, the actual
Yes.
9th level wish, to remove afflictions
Mhm.
from the party.
Because I was gonna ask the party, and
This isn't.
Yeah.
It's
could
beyond.
a wish be stated to remove and prevent?
No. No ands. It could be remove without fail.
But
And
then,
because of the wording of wish, I would be out of bounds to deliberately interfere with that. It's once you start asking for things that are beyond the scope of wish,
Yeah.
or you are not the one actually casting the wish,
Yes.
that I have
Yep.
leeway to intervene.
So you're asking for immunity to curses also wouldn't work.
That would not work with one wish, but you could,
Mhm.
with a second wish, cast spell immunity upon the party and have the intended spell be Bestow Curse Greater.
Okay.
I'm down.
Well, Van is at a 3 strength. That's his lowest score right now. So while he's not helpless,
Wait a minute.
he's barely standing
Yeah.
because he's ready to drop most of the equipment on him. Whatever you guys want to do, I will do the wish right now. Or because if your con drops to 0,
You die.
you die. Everything else, you go comatose.
yeah.
And now I
then
do
you're dead.
gotta cover what happens if strength or dex go negative.
If strength goes 0, you are paralyzed. Same with dex. You are nearing death because your body would lack the muscle strength to even work your diaphragm.
Yeah.
It'd be a slow death at that point.
So it'd be a slow death, but you are not text box dead.
Alright, so can I again say the plan of having us move, someone else knock on the door?
So
I mean,
one person initiates door 1.
Yeah, but then
Party-
again, like Ricardo was saying, our death ward would be gone.
Just make the wish.
We'd be screwed.
Well, here's the thing I'd like to
Last
bring
8
up,
minutes.
and this is only
Yeah.
this is Tom, not Ricardo, speaking on this subject. There is also a wish we could do that would affect everyone, that would save us time, energy, and all of the resources we spend.
Mhm.
Which is undo bad thing that happened.
That's true.
Knocking on door being bad thing that happened. If we never knocked on the door, we never expended any of our resources, and we never took any drain, and it is an actual wish as per the wish spell, so less of a chance that Dylan will decide, well, how can I make this evil?
Well, yeah, then there we go. And then we just restart this entire.
Yeah. I wish we had I'd never knocked on the door. We are right back there with everything still primed from the second we were at the door.
Would we have
Basically
the
full
knowledge?
retroact.
Would we have the knowledge of the door opening and the effects of happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I mean, seems pretty good.
And it's still only one wish.
Seems like a
Yes,
fan.
it's still only one wish, and I think that's a really good idea. Moving forward from that, you would have your buffs, but now, how do you go through door 1?
See, but now that here's the thing. That's something to figure out then.
I make that wish then.
But he makes the wish.
He's made the wish.
Okay, so you make the wish, and you wish for that the party never knocked on the first door.
Yeah, the undo the recent event part.
Yeah,
which-
undo the terrible recent event.
Thank you for remembering that.
Now, going
Same
off
here.
that
Do it on this
knowledge
one
that we
I figured we'd
attain,
need to at some point.
line of effect.
All right,
Line of
Or we can
effects.
just use
But-
the
Alright.
same concept we used for the second door.
All right, the party is shunted back in
I
time
agree.
15 minutes. You retain all of the knowledge that you had just gained from interacting with the first door. Assume that the timer has been reset to round 1.
Mhm.
All active spell benefits, buffs, etc. have been reset.
Just pull the
Okay.
destination.
Yes.
I just saw a plane. Ooh, that was.
Okay. At this point, because we have learned that there are rounds in effect, I will state that Behemoth,
Mhm.
in his splendor, shunts the party specifically to after everyone has cast and consumed potions with a 10-minute or longer duration, but before the
Minutes.
less than 10-minute duration. Therefore, you can cross the threshold of this second room and begin buffing your shorter durations in front of door 2 under the assumption that behind door 2 is the actual tomb. Okay? Strike 1 wish from the ring.
Yep.
Got it.
So layman's terms, what's happening?
Layman's terms,
Sure.
all of your very long buffs on, all of the short buffs never used yet.
So death
So you
ward
don't have
off for
full
both
strength
of us.
No, they
yeah.
haven't been cast.
But and I don't have Death Ward either.
Right. So those aren't up yet. Okay?
But I forgot about Superstition. It gives me a bonus against spells, spell-like effects, and bestow curse is a.
Spell. Yeah. Alright. So now the party has all of the knowledge that they need for interacting with door 1. At this point, do we need to take a break?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're at 52 minutes. Do we
Alright,
want to get to
we're
the
gonna
second door, or just want to take a break?
We're going to take a quick 10-second break, and then we're going to come back. Alright, go pee. And after she pees, we'll come.
I think we need like.
And we're back.
And we're back.
We're gonna die.
Thanks, Dungeon Master.
Anytime.
Alright, so
Oh, hi, Bruce.
alright, so the group
Now there's only 5.
decided
Not
to
quite the shit.
nope. They fell back a little bit, and then they used a ring of wishes.
We literally reverse time.
Yeah, to go back in time. a
Please
little
don't
bit.
say signature.
All right. So moving forward, the group is just on the other side, on the front side
Hi.
of the first door.
Yep.
And at this, I believe the plan was everyone move away while one person with the highest will save roll against the door.
I got a better idea. So it just has to something has to hit the door, right? We determine that with the arrow.
No.
No.
No, it shuts
When
them
she
off.
shot door number 2,
Yes.
door number 1 closed.
Yes,
But we
don't
didn't
know
know.
what happened.
but we don't know what happened. over
Door
there.
2 open.
Correct.
But we know that this reacted.
Yes.
I could just put a grenade out and we can go in the other room.
Or we don't expend a grenade, we just shoot with an
No,
arrow.
no, it's just it's not one of my bombs. It's just a grenade I made before for the assault.
Have Tom throw a rock at it for free.
Are there any cracks in the wall that a human could fit through? Or
No.
a larger individual could fit through? Okay.
I'm heading to the room away from the door, so I'm safe, out of
Okay,
line of effect.
Who is out of line of effect? You need to basically be out of the tunnel entrance to the tomb.
Who has the highest will score is going to roll.
Who has the highest will save?
Will save.
11.
15.
12.
Well, no,
No.
I don't. Because
Actually,
15 buffed.
that's 15 bucks.
And we're buffed right now, aren't we?
No.
Okay.
Well, all my
You're
buffs are
50%
minutes per level.
buffed.
Alright, I have a question. But we have all the, Bear's Endurance, Eagle's Splendor, all that. Is there a will version of that?
Yes, Owl's Wisdom.
Does anybody have Owl's Wisdom?
Not
She
equipped
prepped it
to
for
make
herself.
So that gives
I
a.
have one.
Okay. So that might be. So then she might have the highest will save with Owl's Splendor.
Wisdom for you.
Yeah. Wisdom, sorry. Because right now mine will only be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd only have 13 right now.
You'd need a 12 or higher
To do what?
to save against the first door.
I got a 25.
I
That
got a
saves.
16.
No, I had a 23.
No,
You
that's
said
on-
fails.
Yeah,
He-
23 fails.
And you said you needed a 12 or higher.
No, on the die.
He needs a 12 or higher on the die. Bruce, what are you doing?
Yeah, I only rolled a 7 on the die.
10, look at me.
What are you doing?
All right, yes. The will save DC of the first curse is 25.
Okay, I will put it for you guys more this way. To me personally, this is the way the barbarian's looking at it. Who here could survive taking a -6 to strength, dex, and con and still be mobile?
I've demonstrated that I can.
Yes.
I currently have a 21, a 16, and a 21 to strength, dex, and con. I could literally take the hit and still stay standing.
This is true.
You could?
15, 11, 17.
Currently?
So the
Or with the
physical,
-6?
okay?
Because 11 minus 6 is pretty low.
You're at 5, you're still doable.
Still doable.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's dex, so.
5 dex is doable.
9 strength would be the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. A 9. You would have a little trouble in full plate with 9 strength.
Yeah.
It is Mithril, so it only weighs 25
well, yeah,
pounds.
true.
But I'm
Okay.
also a dwarf, right?
I'm just
So
trying to throw it up. I'm willing to knock on the door. I'm willing to stand up and go bump, 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 and try to make the pass.
Excuse me.
Bruce, all right, come on, bud. Like, get,
If you want to do it,
He won't stop you.
well, yeah.
All right, I tell everybody you get the fuck back.
We get back.
Get out of line of sight.
Get out line of sight.
Yes, dude.
Can we
spell.
try the arrow first?
What are you doing?
Yeah, we can try the arrow first.
all right, you shoot the arrow at the door number 1. Door number 1, nothing happens.
Want to try a grenade?
I cast.
Nothing
Yeah,
happens.
can I try
Spend the
mage armor?
grenade, nothing happens
Can I
with the
try
grenade.
Mage Hand to knock on the door while we're all far away? Out of line of sight?
Yes, nothing happens.
Okay.
I will say that you do have a chance to, using the rules for counter spells, counter the curse being deployed with a dispel magic.
Do we have a spell?
Yeah.
All right. Well, and we got all our spells back.
Alright,
so-
I'll do that.
All
Wait,
right.
we got all our spells back?
Any spells pretty much.
Any-
And I think
yeah.
you did buff before the first door.
Yeah, all your buffs are down. This is basically before we walk through the door.
This is
Yeah,
except
so
the
nothing-
10 minutes per level
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
lower is back.
So I cast resistance, which adds a +1 on all your saving throws to you two who want to do this.
Thank you.
All right. So you're gonna try Mage Hand?
No, I'm gonna.
And he did that, it failed.
He's going to try to do a dispel magic. So he needs to roll a
Alright.
d20 and add his caster level, and if it exceeds...
This isn't one of those things people could roll assistance on, is it?
Should we take dex on this?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fuck.
And a d20 and a what?
Your caster level,
So 19.
19. Alright, you fail to dispel the magic.
Plus
Make a
one?
will save.
Oh, so you let me do the knock?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for him to fall back.
Okay.
12 or
Oh,
higher.
I was far back.
Oh,
12?
He
You got
had to
this.
make a
Make,
will save.
make the will save.
How to you? Failed.
Auspicious mark.
Okay, reroll.
Nope. Once again, I take everything, but now everybody else is still standing. Let's get moving.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now the door is open. It fully opens. The curse activates. Ricardo fails to be able to withstand the effects of the curse. Everyone else is unaffected. What does the party do now?
We move into the room.
But before we
I'd
do
like
that,
to go
if
first.
it's line of sight, stay on the outsides of the door because the doors close in. Knock on this door, whatever we have to do. Open it as it's starting to open, and these are closing. We go in and let the doors close behind us. That way, we're not affected by the second
So
curse.
then
And I will
who's
try to
going-
dispel magic this one as well.
So who's knocking on the door for the second?
So there's
I will, because I have a high wisdom.
Alright, so
and
we
I
get
can
in,
take
right?
a low charisma, wisdom, or
Are
intelligence.
we sure it's going to be a
What
will
we're
check on the second?
Nobody has actually declared that they are going to move into the blood room yet. Until that happens, we're discussing the actual what's going to happen once we move inside.
So, let me get this straight. You walk in, is it just, it's floor, but it's just covered on, with
Yeah.
dead and there's
Yeah,
no
you could
button?
roll a heal check to
Is
try to
it-
like analyze it or something.
Okay. I was gonna say, does it go up on the walls and to the ceiling?
Nope, it's mostly on the floor. There's some on the walls.
Okay,
And on the
well,
backside of the
I
door.
still have communal spider climb, so we can avoid the blood.
I gotta try.
30.
Can I burn a card for a reroll?
Checking the heal.
Sure.
Alright. I'm gonna use my green die this time.
Okay, but you have used
I-
your auspicious mark.
Yes.
Okay.
Auspicious mark has been used.
Okay.
16 on the die.
There we go. You're not affected. Heal check.
Now we just gotta get
30.
through the second
30.
door.
Okay. This
I could survive
Pulp.
that too.
looks like it has been pulverized.
I'd like to check the ceiling.
Okay, roll a perception check.
That was for your die.
That's correct.
Bad die.
Sorry, dice.
Wine glass of
That's
shame
going
for
to
you.
be 24.
Okay. There is still a good source of light coming in because you have all 5 of these source crystals active. As you look into the ceiling, it's mostly stalactites, and there's not really anything living up there because it has no access to like anything outside of this area. But you do see that there's a little bit of water coming down, but you don't perceive anything that may have pulverized these remains.
So it doesn't look like the floor would come up or the ceiling come down.
You
It-
look at the ceiling.
Yeah, you looked at the ceiling, it doesn't look like the ceiling is
But there's no blood or anything on the ceiling indicating that it would be smashed that way.
correct.
Oh, I
you,
got it.
you detect no blood on the ceiling.
Okay. But there is blood on the walls, you said.
Yes.
Okay, can I... What kind... Yeah, squish. What kind of check would I do to see maybe the...
If you're trying to detect if there is a trap, you would need to roll a perception check.
Gee, I wish we had a guy for that.
I would actually indicate this on knowledge to Rael and see if he could maybe roll that for me.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
Check for traps.
Check for
He
traps.
wants you to check for traps in the blood
Walls.
room.
The entire blood room. All 80 feet.
No, just the
of
walls.
blood
For,
room.
for the purposes of this room, we're going to treat this as one check.
Alright.
27 total.
Damn.
Does that include all of your buffs?
Can we assist?
I have no
Nobody
buffs to
declared an
perception.
assist.
I have no buffs to perception, other than whatever I have naturally.
With a 27, it looks safe.
Trust him.
I trust him.
I trust him.
Kinda have to. It's metagaming, you know.
Can I assist?
Sure.
+2.
With a 29, it looks safe.
That must be safe. Unless you want me to assist.
If anybody else wants to assist, all you need to beat is
Well,
DC
I'm-
10.
Beat DC 10. I have +4 to trap sense.
Okay. It is not safe.
Son of a bitch!
Dude, what the
As-
fuck?
As you guys all put your collective eyesight together and start working together,
Just smash our heads together.
I can't believe
there is.
Yeah.
It was a DC 30 to spot it.
Okay.
There is a crushing walls trap. If you are anywhere inside the room when this activates, you take 36 d12s of bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
They could all be ones.
Only 30?
36 d12s.
Yeah, 36 D12.
For those of you who don't know, a little bit of math hammering, that averages out to roughly 118 points of damage in one hit.
It could just be 36, though.
It could just be 36.
But the entire room doesn't do it because there are stalactites at the top that haven't been crushed, correct?
This is correct.
So you know where to stand. and get
Well,
impaled
we have
by
spider.
stalactites.
Well, we have spider climbs. If it's crushing this way, we'd stand on top of it, or be on top of it.
I will say that because you did not roll high enough under the clause of finding a safe way around the trap, you do not know how high the crushing walls activate. Whether it's 10 feet, 30 feet, 60 feet, you don't know.
I mean, we know it's not as high as the stalactites.
So if we just lay on the wall. Or
Right,
on the
yeah.
ceiling.
Lay on the ceiling, yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you like to try to disable the trap? Seeing
Now
as
note it-
you're the trap guy?
With disable, you can only assist if A, you are also in the room, and B, have ranks in it. So let me just declare that before we move forward. But yes,
Yeah.
now that this trap has been spotted, he can do the disable device
Yes.
roll.
I can assist you.
I can't
Note
assist,
that
but I really
you
thought
don't,
you'd be the
you
guy to
don't
talk
know what the
to.
disable device DC is. It was a 30 to spot.
It's like an 80
Critically
disarm.
critically failing to disable is described as failing by 10 or more,
and that could kill.
which will
potentially
activate the trap.
me and Van if we're
Robin.
in
I
the.
pull out 2 bottles of gaseous form.
But you see,
If we could
triggering
chug this
the trap-
fast enough, we could survive.
And then we could get the fuck out of here. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Because you did say there's about 2 to 3 feet in the pool.
Inches.
Inches. Oh yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
And it'll help you avoid the curse for the next one, right?
I have no idea.
You said the blood pool is around 30 feet.
It
the other
is
side.
30 feet to the other side,
Okay.
and it is 60 feet wide and 80 feet tall.
We don't know what.
So it's almost like a wedge of cheese cut out in its shape.
and
We
we
should
don't.
have enough time to chug it if it goes wrong.
Well, the problem is, look at how much distance is covered in this entire area. So odds are it only reaches out to that certain point. But with all this slog
Mhm.
and everything here, we don't know what we're stepping in.
Oh yeah. This is true.
So it's a shot in the dark.
If you want to disable it, or do you think it's a pressure plate on the floor somewhere? Because we could use the ship and fly right across it. Because I'm assuming there's like a platform where the doors
I
are.
think the ship's too
No.
big to go in.
It's just the doors are in the.
You have flying, don't you?
I do.
And you don't know which way they open. These ones opened away from the pool.
Are we willing to risk a spider climb?
Just the two.
A waste of a spell slot for spider climb, so I can maybe discern more about the area.
That's going to be on Issa. My stuff only works
Because
on me.
for all I know, I could be trying to do my magic here, and then
Wait, you
all
know
we
magic?
needed to do is look up and see like the lever up there, precarious
Do you
place,
have
and just like
levitate?
I don't.
Oh, I thought you had
No,
Okay.
I do not.
Alright, I'll request a spider climb.
Well, it's the communal one, so everybody's gonna get
Yeah.
that. Yeah, which
Yeah.
comes to help you up there, anyways.
So, and at the very least, if it's only 80 feet to the ceiling, and then there's nothing about the ceiling we have to worry about. Well, how low hanging is the lowest stalactite?
Can we do a
Uh,
detailed perception of the
10 feet.
10 feet.
That's
That's the absolutely largest stalactite that comes down.
You guys want to maybe just, I don't know,
What'd you say,
hang
Sierra?
on to that stalactite?
Can I
Have a
do
pattern?
a
Can you do a what?
They look like they're artificial.
Roll perception.
Gotcha. Sorry, don't speak Spanish.
I'm just trying to say, can we do a detailed perception look at the ceiling?
Roll perception.
17. Because I rolled a 1.
Got that out of the way.
26 on perception.
I don't see shit.
With a 26, 28, 18, 17,
Yeah.
you discern no obvious pattern within the stalactites of the room. You do not see any kind of hidden mechanism, nor trapdoor or anything like that up in the stalactites.
We also don't see any obvious damage to the stalactites.
This is correct.
Did they look clean?
Yes.
I look at the outer walls. Do they look gooey, messy?
There is some blood on the outer walls, yes.
I do have a question for his disarming. Is it a perception-based like disarm, like with the
That's
car
a-
that I just got back helping?
That sounds
No,
like
it
it's
is a disable device roll.
I tried.
Yeah, this sounds like the walls shut, not the ceiling.
Yeah.
Just want to bring up the fact that it's potentially not the entire ceiling that drops either.
Yeah, this is true.
So more than likely, it's the two walls smash, or the one wall smashes, or one or a
One of the
combination of
walls
them.
smash.
Yeah. So more than likely, if you can either A, try to disable the device, or B, you set the device off gaseous form, or try to get to the ceiling, you'll have enough time.
I think you're
Or
putting a lot
a
of
potentially
faith in-
stupider explanation.
Hey,
These stalactites and stalagmites formed after the last time the walls had actually crushed in.
That's also true.
That is possibly true. I will note that there are only stalactites. There are no stalagmites that you can see on the floor.
how fresh is? Can I check how fresh the blood is?
Yes, you can still use your 30 heal check from before.
Yeah.
The blood is not fresh. It is, for the most part, coagulated as a thick, gelatinous 3-inch layer of people lasagna.
Mm-hmm. Good old people smoothie.
That's clear.
And they claim to have been sacrifices leading down here. That could be the blood of the sacrifices and have nothing to do with the crushing ceiling and or walls.
Possibly as well.
So what do we want to do, guys? How do we want to get in this room?
Well, considering the only two people here that are, I don't want to be rude and say capable, but capable enough to deal with anything like this are the two of us.
What are you talking about? I can jump right over.
So yeah, if you want to go and try to disable it, I would go disable it.
I don't know where to begin. That's the problem.
We're gonna do
Okay, so
communal,
set it
and
up.
then communal spire climb. You go to the wall. Like if he's trying to disable the trap, we just go to the wall and try to disable the trap.
Well,
Or does he have
the
to
The
issue-
wall is the trap.
Oh, he has to
because
find the
of
trigger.
because of barely succeeding the perception check,
Mhm.
you have not located a functional mechanism. You have purely located the presence of the trap. You have zero idea how it activates. In an 80-foot wide by 30-foot room, that would be a 6 times 13 number of squares available. So what is that? 78?
Put your perception card down.
Almost 80
See what you
individual
think.
squares that could hold the actual functional mechanism, or less or more, because the operation of the trap was not discerned from the perception check.
Okay.
So his hesitation is, if he starts looking at the floor,
All of a sudden, I stick my hand in a pile and I set the trap off. because I
exactly,
couldn't
or if he
clearly
starts
see it.
analyzing the wall, he activates a pressure plate.
Mhm.
So the obvious choice would just be to spider climb up to the ceiling to the lowest, at the very least, the lowest hanging stalactite, and then maybe be safe. The only person that would be putting their life in danger is me.
Mm.
Rael, with traps, assuming you've even dealt with some of this level, to get to the mechanisms, would there be any hatch in here?
Yes, no, it all depends on how new or old the technology is. Newer traps, not so much. It's usually
Screw it.
just wires and pressure plates.
I'm gonna chug a detect secret doors,
Okay.
and it's a 60-foot cone, so I should be able to see both the walls and everything, right?
16-foot cone.
60.
60-foot cone. Yeah, if you walk into the room.
How
You can kind of start analyzing.
Which we did stop. We did go into the room originally a little
No.
bit.
how bright
We
is
didn't.
it?
We were just in
No.
front of the doorway before.
Nobody, and
Actually
that's
went in.
that nobody actually went in, and that's why I stressed that,
Mm-hmm.
is because as a DM boon, I didn't want anybody to haphazardly wander into the
Yeah.
instant death trap.
Okay.
How
So-
bright is it in here?
It is bright light and not daylight because of the pylons. So it is
So we
normal.
can-
It is
we-
normal light.
We can clearly see everything that's going on in the room.
Correct. If you are examining the floor, you have a severe penalty due to the presence of the coagulated mass. If you are analyzing the walls, the opposite door, or the ceiling, you are not at penalty. You drink a potion of detect secret doors.
Not going in, looking around the doorway,
Okay.
and looking as far as I can in, down, and at whatever walls I could possibly see to. Do I detect any hidden doorways, hatchways, anything?
You do not.
Okay. Two things. Detect magic.
Okay.
Do I see any magical plates?
You detect no
Runes?
magical plates, though the door opposite of you is magic.
Magical. Okay.
I don't mean to call it, but we're about 1 o'clock, and I'm like hitting my end of my rope.
Yeah.
Can we just like call it for tonight and start this up next week?
Yeah, we can do that. There's a motion to end here and pick up next week with exploring the blood room and then moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think about 3 people agree with that. So yeah.
All right. The motion passes. We call it here.
Awesome.
Next thing
Before
I was-
we close out, everyone please mark your active spells and spell effects so we know what buffs you have on you. And then next week we'll be able to know what you'll need in order to go into the fight. Okay?
Actually, I believe somebody documented that before we started.
Who? I wrote down nothing. I wanted all of you to
Well,
track
you
your
made
own stuff.
each of us mark it down on our character sheet, so we should all already have it marked down.
Yes. I'm just making sure we are on the same page.
Alright, well then next week.
I was
Next
going
week.
to. I was also